Welcome to the after party. Welcome to the after party. Did you bring some snacks and treats?
Yes, it did.
I hope you got me something to eat.
Maybe.
Welcome to the after party. Coming to the after party.
Right now.
I've been waiting here all day to act like a fool this way. Welcome to the after party. Join us in the after party.
Right now.
Oh, chocolate and dabbing, maybe some microphone dabbing at the after party.
With DJ Eric.
And Ben, who shows up.
I'm Ben.
He wasn't here before start. He's here now, though. So,
You guys never knew that.
we thought you were at the movies. We thought you were at the movies or something. We were like, is Ben at the movies? We had to do a search to see.
Eric had an X-rated thought as to where you could have been, but we'll keep that off stream.
By the way, guys, early spoiler: the Down Under box arrived. It says a taste of a taste of Australia.
Hey.
A taste of Tasmania. What?
Oh no, not Tasmania. Wait, is Tasmania considered down? Yes, it is considered down under. So there could be Tasmanian treats in there. More down under. There could be more. There could be Tasmanian treats in there if Paige really wanted to get to me. He could have said, "Here's something from Hobart." So enjoy it.
You never know. There could be like just a piece of chicken breast in there that's just been.
Oh please! I hope not. It's heavy. Like it's literally a heavy box. I was like, my biggest fear is I'm going to open it and the stuff is going to be melted because I had to come all the way from Australia. So I'm hoping that's not the case.
Wait, Paigey, did you specially curate it, or did you get like an average, like kind of like Australian box?
It asked me like pick stuff, and like they was trying to like maybe pick some like weird stuff, like a one Wheat Bix or two Wheat Bix, like actual biscuits to send.
Is that
like,
Australian?
It's like a wheat cereal. Like I guess like it's.
No, we have that as well. That's what I'm saying.
You'd call them what do you call them? Wheaty? What do you call them?
Bix.
Yeah, it's Weetabix. It's just called Wheat Bix here.
Okay.
Like wheat.
I
biscuit.
wonder if there's going to be anything like that we have in England. I reckon there's going to be like one thing. Anyway,
it's probably the same. If just better quality.
Of course.
My internet is acting up. I can tell already. The little thing in the corner is telling me up and down, up and down. True story. When I left my neighborhood yesterday, there were two different internet trucks at the front of my neighborhood. I'm like, what are they doing? It's not working. So obviously, whatever they're trying to fix is not getting fixed. Mm-hmm. So it was pretty crazy.
Maybe they're balancing you for suspicious activity.
Maybe they're like, he's talking to Australia too much. We need to find out what's going on here.
Dodgy.
Maybe. All right. Before we get started, we got some super chats, but here's a couple of channel updates. There's a new podcast series that I did for my Team Eric folks. First episode is out.
It's very edgy.
It's about Iris West and Candace Patton.
It's X-rated, guys.
It's in the next.
If you've been watching the OnlyFans, this is the next best thing.
Okay, yeah.
Level up.
So basically, it's a conversation about ... and then I'll insert things into that to make it a podcast. But yeah, the first episode is about Candace Patton and Iris West. The next one's going to be about Batwoman, and then the next one is going to be about Legends of Tomorrow. So they're very
edgy.
They're all edgy and rantalicious, but they're behind that Team Eric join button because it's just like rambling stuff. So it's not really suited for like a regular channel thing, but it was fun and I enjoyed doing it. So that's the first one. The second one is people were asking about the 4.0 after party because we are going to be changing it up. When's that going to happen? And that will happen right before the next season of the shows come out because that's when the nights are going to change. So when the nights change, that's when we'll change the format of the show. So don't worry about that. Till then, we got quite a ways before it.
And 4.0.
Yeah. And Black Widow review still coming. We're going to do all spoiler review. My brother...
I still haven't seen that.
Well, let me just say this. My brother, when we left from the movie, because we went and saw it during a hurricane. It was basically a hurricane year. Is Ben frozen?
Scorpion there?
Is Ben frozen? I think Ben's frozen. Oh, no, he's okay.
He's
there he is.
frozen? No, he's alive.
I've seen Black Widow people.
Okay, so we went and saw it during a hurricane, and the theater was packed. By the way, that movie is doing really well financially right now, between Disney Plus and like different territories and stuff. But my brother, when we left from the film, he was actually not as nitpicky as he normally is about movies, and I was like, "Oh wow, he actually."
I think that was. I think that might have been simp mode activated.
Well, the thing is that he's told me now that his opinion has changed of it the more he thinks about it. So get ready for an edgy review from him when we do our video review. That'll be out this week. And we did miss a live stream on Sunday, but literally I was out of town and we weren't able to do it. So Weekly Geekly returns this weekend, and we'll be talking about the last 2 episodes of Loki, which, by the way, the season finale is out, because we do know that Loki, we found out, I guess, a while back that they were planning on doing a season 2. So it's a season finale for Loki. And yeah, it's going to be quite interesting. Have you guys watched other?
Yeah, I watched it. And I want to get your, just before we move on to obviously the DC TV stuff. I was going to ask. Oh, I was going to say what I was going to share my opinion with you and see if you somewhat.
Oh, he's muted because Ben hasn't seen it yet. So
it just doesn't spoil it. I'm not going to spoil what happens or anything like that. It's just more about. It's not just Loki. It's about the overall Disney Plus shows. And it's like, in your opinion, do you think the Disney Plus shows? Oh, sorry. I'll just say this. In the comics, how when you're reading like a main comic story, let's say you're reading Spider-Man or Batman, and it's the main storyline, like the main in canon comic, and they might reference something, or a villain will show up for like only like a couple panels, and they'll put the asterisks there, and they'll say it's like, read Batman 2 Robins or something to learn more about this villain or something like this. Do you think, because this is what I was talking to one of my mates about, and this is what we should share this opinion. Do you think the Disney Plus shows are the equivalent of that asterisk?
Yeah, I mean, I could see that,
because I watched Loki and I was like, oh shit, like without spoiling it, I was like, oh my god, they're doing this, and this. But I was like, will they just, when the movies come out, will they just repeat the information? Or they say this is the point where it happened, and then you could go watch Loki to find out what actually happened.
I think the first movie that will actually be impacted by the shows is going to be the Spider-Man movie, because I don't think Shang-Chi or the Eternals is going to have.
No, well, I think Shang-Chi and the Eternals were meant to come out before, so it'd be weird.
Yeah, I think Spider-Man will be the first movie we see that has some sort of ramifications from the shows.
Yeah.
So until I see how they're going to handle that on screen, I don't really know what.
Don't know. That's just my general thoughts heading into it, because I can just imagine that's what the movies will do. They'll just treat the shows like that asterisk that's in like the corners in comics. But obviously, that's a wait and see. Will I be right? Will I be wrong? Flip of the coin. Where's your money?
Well, because here's the thing: eventually Sam Wilson will show up as Captain America in a movie, and people are going to be like,
it makes you wonder. Is like, oh, blah blah blah. This is what, and then you could go watch Falcon and the Winter Soldier to see how he went from point A to point B.
I'm wondering if when they start advertising movies that will tie in with the shows, if the advertising will say, and get ready now by going and watching blah blah blah. You know what I mean? Like maybe
I think the MCU is big enough where. Well, like what I was going to say, I think it's to the point where if you cared, you'd watch the shows anyway.
I agree with that. Because there were a lot of people complaining that Infinity War and Endgame was too complicated for people that didn't watch the movies. But I'm like, who's going to see those movies without watching some of the other movies first? Like, but
it's important to remember, like, I reckon there was still a good amount of people, not percentage-wise, but just amount-wise, that would have gone to see Endgame without seeing Infinity War.
Yeah, maybe. But they wouldn't have been totally lost, is what I'm saying. Like, I think they would have had an idea of what they were getting into, maybe. All right, so we're going to.
I'll tell you what, though.
By the way, if you want to jump on with us this weekend and talk about the Loki finale during the Weekly Geekly, just let me know, and we will pencil you in. I guess.
Oh, that could be edgy.
It really depends on how tasty the items in this box are.
If that doesn't get the stream monetized, then I don't know what will.
Oh, Ben just.
Are you gonna tell the people of the after party the unfortunate news?
What's the unfortunate news?
That I have not watched Superman and Lois as of yet this week.
Oh, we hadn't got to it yet. So yes. So here's the deal. Here's the deal. If you guys want to ask general questions about the episode, but do not spoil it, feel free to super chat. However, Paige has not seen it, and he has mod powers, so just be aware of that. Just be aware. Looks like Benjamin has returned.
I just know that the Diggle stuff is like...
Yeah, we can talk about the Diggle stuff because honestly, it's not spoilery and it doesn't really impact the episode much at all. Ben, you've seen Superman and Lois, right?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
I'm behind.
Well, good then. I'm the one of the three of us that have seen it. But we're not gonna dive.
I'll tell you what though, I did wake up with some. I woke up and I thought I was having like sleep paralysis because I thought I saw my sleep paralysis demon when I woke up. Because I woke up and looked at my screen, I saw the Titan season 3 trailer had come out. So I was quite scared when I woke up and saw that. Luckily, I was able to click off the screen quite quickly, and I'm now here. So I survived. I survived. I'm sorry for anyone that actually potentially clicked on the trailer.
I did.
Oh, Ben, no wonder you were late.
I know.
You were still recovering.
I did it for you. Don't worry.
No wonder Ben's flicking in and out.
Before we get into our shows, what are your thoughts on it? Because I haven't watched it.
Well, the thing is, Titan season 1, I liked. Like, I didn't love it, but I thought it probably could be like a 7.5, 7 out of 10 or something like that. And some really good points, but some why Hawk and Dove so much in the show? Like, why they have more of a foundation on the show than everyone else apart from Robin and Raven. Like, why are they more central characters than the other Titans? But, I was optimistic heading into season 2 because overall I liked season 1. But then season 2 went, let's be worse than Arrow season 4 and be... Because if you can debate it all you want, but Titan season 2 is the worst Arrowverse season ever.
I was going to say,
DC TV season.
That's what I was going to ask you. Do you think Titan season 2 is the worst TV we've ever had?
It's the worst. It's worse than Arrow season 4, and I think that's the bottom of the barrel.
Wow. Jeez. I mean, I haven't watched season 2.
Yeah, that's the thing. Watch. Try and watch it. Actually,
I want you to watch it and tell me how long it takes you to get through it. That's my question.
Hashtag 24-hour challenge. Try and get through Titan season 2.
I guarantee you that you will fall asleep watching at least.
The thing is, the only thing that might save it and you might be able to get through it without, I don't know, wanting to drown yourself in some tea would be the Superboy episode. The Superboy episode is legitimately great.
Literally one of the best DC TV things we've ever had is that Superboy episode, and it's in the middle.
It's like so you know how like a carrot or a pea or a piece of corn is really nutritious?
Yeah.
Look, that can be in a piece of shit, but it's still, you're not going to touch it, are you?
Right.
It's amazing.
All right, let's get to these super chats so we can get to the shows. Fireflame62 with if I'm pixelating, I'm sorry. I don't know what's going on. Again, my internet is as usual. $10 super chat. So last week's episode of The Flash was decent. This week was better. I had problems with the fact that no one on Team Flash knew that Esperanza died. And I hate how they made Bart the son, not the grandson. Okay, so I don't care about the Bart stuff. It doesn't matter much to me because the character isn't really... Everybody has characters they love. Bart is a character that I know of. I appreciate the character. He's not like my character, you know what I mean? So I don't really care that they changed him, but I'm assuming some people would. Did either of you had a problem with that? With the change to Bart's character?
No, I didn't have a problem. I thought, what were you going to do? Like, it works, I think.
Well, I think you can only be annoyed. My thought is that if they're not going to do the Thorn stuff with Bart, then I don't think there's that much of an issue to not make him the grandson. Then, if they were like, if they do the Thorn stuff now, then it doesn't really make sense. But if they were going to do the Thorn stuff, then of course you'd keep him the grandson. But like, it takes away from it. But that makes me think they don't really have long-term plans for Bart as a character. He's literally a short-term thing they just want to do on the show while they can. Because if they had any sort of plans, they would have made him the grandson. Then they could have done like the Earbud Thorn stuff with him if they wanted to.
Right.
I guess I'll give context to that. Like, if you didn't know, Bart is not only an Allen, but he's also a Thorn. His mother is Melanie Thorn, who's a descendant of Earbud.
Right.
So he's got both blood from Earbud Thorn and Barry Allen.
Actually, it's a very interesting story in the comics, which is probably why people.
If you have the time to tell it, it's very interesting.
Yeah.
But the thing is, the show, even if we're in an earlier season, I don't know if they'd do it just because you're dealing with a lot of future stuff and everything like that. So, and like with the Reverse Flash as well. So if they wanted to go down the route, or if they wanted to do Inertia as well. So, yeah.
And as far as Esperanza, the reason why no one knew that she died is because no one cares. I mean, that's ultimately what it is. She was a villain literally all the way up until the point where she only slightly changed for a second while she was getting help from Caitlin, and then immediately went back to doing the stuff she was doing before.
Yeah.
Except Black Hole was the target this time. So I don't think anybody cared. It did bother me that Allegra didn't say anything, but Allegra was annoyed this week. She was annoyed that she was being asked to help the team who she's hanging out in Star Labs, and she's mad that they're asking her to help.
Yeah, go to your apartment.
Completely, like, I just didn't get it. I was like, whatever.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. StreamYard is acting weird.
I think you're really glitching out. I don't think it's me this time.
I'm gonna blame the purple beard.
Maybe. Okay, so a lot of the actually the chat is because I was trying to do something with the chat and it was freezing up. Let's see. Jon Snow Rules says, how had a $5 super chat. Do you relate more to Nora and Bart, Nora or Bart in terms of how you act? I hope I don't act like Bart. No offense, but he's very he's impulsive and
very annoying.
So for me, I would think that I would. I mean, if I had to pick between those two, I don't really act like either one of them. But if I had to pick, I'd be more like Nora than Bart.
Yeah.
You guys, any thoughts on that?
No, for sure. Like, okay, I think I said this last week, but when Bart showed up, I was like, oh god, he's super hyper. And I get that that's his character, right? So I liked it and I accepted it and I did accept it. But I thought what made it even better was the stuff with Jay in the episode, which I'm sure we're going to get to later. Yeah. But that stuff made it oh, okay. So there's more than just this quirky kid, going on. And so, but overall, yeah, I would be more like Nora.
Right. Paigey, any thoughts?
I would be more like Iris because I'm a stan and I make my entire personality around a character. So
okay, well there we go.
I'm gonna go with that.
Cal with a $5 super sticker. Thank you so much. Wish I could pull up on screen, but it's StreamYard, you know how it goes. But thank you so much for the support and the sticker. Gary with a $1.99 super chat says, "Is the Flash getting delayed later than November?" Well, congratulations. Now it is. You are the person that does that, Gary. You have that power. That is your meta power.
I just want to say, can I just make an announcement to the people of the world?
Yeah.
It's very concerning that Australia has the best internet out of this StreamYard chat. It's very concerning that Australia has the best internet. So yeah.
Yep.
Oh, by the way, Ben Smells.
Okay. Naruto here with a $2 super chat. What's your Loki episode 5 score? I mean, do you really want my score without hearing all of my detailed thoughts? Yeah, it was episode 6. So my episode 5 score would have been probably close to a 10. That was the one where they were dealing with the void, and I really liked that episode. Yeah, it is what it is.
I'm still on episode 2, but I really enjoyed it, and I really want to catch up. I just haven't had the time, so I'm looking forward to it. It looks really good.
Wow. Mm-hmm. All right. All right, so let's get into this Flash episode. 717 is the number. Heart of the Matter, part 1. It is a 2-part episode. And we jump into the episode. We find out right away why the kids came back to 2021. It's because they were following Godspeed as he used the cosmic treadmill. Was this enough of an explanation, excuse me, for you guys? I've had issues with how time travel is handled on the show recently because it's not consistent. Because sometimes they travel without the cosmic treadmill, other times they travel with it. Sometimes they use technology. I think it was fan service, but I was okay with it. I had no issues with this at all. How did you guys feel about this and this introduction to their 2049 world, I guess, basically?
I was interested we were still using 2049. I thought they might have changed the year, but I guess they liked the year 2049. So, because it's post-crisis, they could have done anything. They could have made it that it was, because it sort of puts a timeline on the kids as well. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I was fine with the time travel as well. It was fan service, for the most part. And I was sort of confused where Bart and Nora did they just arrive at a later point, or did they really chase Godspeed, or they chased Godspeed like 90% of the way and then came out a bit later? Because I was
just saying, because he was out like weeks before they, or actually almost years before they were, technically.
Well, we still don't know what the go of the clone is, because we don't know how long that real one's been there for.
Well,
because we're led to believe that the clones didn't exist.
Didn't they come to the conclusion that the clones must have happened when he goes back to the future?
Yeah, so we don't know, like, and also like if he's really the one behind the clones, and because that's still gonna I would have preferred if this was like the third last episode, because I think there's still a lot, not a lot, but still more than I'd say one episode has to explain stuff. The only thing I can think of is maybe it carries on to season 8, which I don't see happening,
right?
Or they just give us the ultra quick version, which, to be honest, I'm not. It's not like I'm against it, because if it's not like overly interesting or complex, then fair enough, just babble it out. Because episode 17, there's a lot in episode 17, and like most of it's done in the first half as well. Like the back half goes actually a bit like, it probably has about like 25% of the content in regards to importance compared to the first half.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was fine with it for the most part. Had no you can nitpick it, but like just in watching it,
there is some nitpicking, but I think they tried to keep it very simple because they just wanted to get into the episode
and just get through it. Just
yeah. What about you, Ben?
No, I'm pretty much on the same boat. I like the episode. I have a few nitpicks here and there. Maybe the stuff with Godspeed, like the ending, wasn't that shocking at all. Like, okay, I was like, okay, like we've already met this guy, then he's revealed to be the real Godspeed. Oh my god! Like a couple of bits throughout the episode were a little bit anticlimactic, where they were trying to build to a kind of Zoom like moment. I felt like there was a lot of parallels with Zoom, with Jay being taken away, like Camry Allen and stuff, and like. I like those parallels, and I like a lot of the stuff that went on, but a lot of the Godspeed stuff is a little bit repetitive, with them going away, recharging, coming back, defeating, somehow Team Flash gets out.
I have a theory about why they did that. We'll talk about that when we get to it, but I have a theory why they actually did that.
But yeah, like those are nitpicks, obviously, but overall, I really enjoyed the episode, and I thought it was great. I think next week's episode is going to be like even bigger and would probably be a better 150th episode, maybe.
Okay. Staggerforth, the 49 super chat, giving how Bart's impulsiveness was frequently mentioned, I think it really emphasized his superhero name, Impulse. Yeah, I think that was the intent. I mean, they even had they had Barry use Impulse before he ever even showed up. So I don't know. Somebody else was asking about the age. I believe they said that Bart is 19.
No, they said that Nora was 7 years older. Oh no, they said that Nora was like, I've known you for 19 years or something like that. And then Nora said she was 30 in 4 years. So that means she's 26, Bart's 19. Which means that technically, if that's the case and she's telling the truth, that means Iris doesn't give birth for another 2 years. 2023.
So that means the whole pregnancy Speed Force thing for her can't be
true.
Or
it means Nora's lying and she's actually 28. Or like
weird.
Why would you lie about like?
I was gonna say that would be a weird thing to lie about.
It'd be a weird
really?
Like why would you like lie about that? I thought she was trying to make a point. Like I'm almost 30. Like and just like, Dad, I'm almost 12. And it's like, no, you're 10.
So we also find out that Nora knows about Nora, not Nora Mother or Nora Speed Force, but Nora knows about Nora, the Nora that was taken away and deleted from the universe.
Nora. I think that's
not Nora Barry's mother, but she knows about Nora, not Nora Speed Force, because that's a different Nora, but the Nora that was erased from existence. That Nora, the new Nora, the one that we know now, knows about that Nora, because
you could have just said Yeated Nora. That's just the easiest way to do it.
Because the family told her. The family told her about it. I feel like this is an adequate explanation, right? We kind of.
Well, I thought that was going to be I was wondering if that was going to be the case, and that's why she was so different. If that makes sense, or why? Because it seemed that she was, even from last episode, that she was the older sibling. It didn't seem that they were twins even in last episode. Even though that could still be the case, but I think it was smart that they didn't make them twins. But even just from the get-go, before they explained it, you could tell that she was more mature, and when she questioned the whole like, "Oh, we can't stay back here," it's like, "Well, this is the opposite of Nora from season 5 straight out of the gate.
Right.
Oh,
by the way, big L to the people in Ben's chat from last week that kept saying they were twins, because I mean we kind of said they weren't.
Well, what do you
They're not
expect?
twins.
I mean, well, Ben did put Bart Allen Death in his review title, so
hey, I couldn't come up with a title, but I was like,
by the way, I don't like to rip Ben, but Ben, when you do that, people must look at you and go, "Is he an idiot?"
bad wording.
It's not like it's not like a trailer breakdown where you're theorizing. We literally saw it happen in a review, so in the episode. So
it was bad wording. I couldn't think
because when I saw it, I really questioned the brain cells. I really did question the brain cells, whether the milk in the tea was off. I wasn't too sure what was going on.
Maybe it was the milk in the tea. I don't know, but yeah, I'll change it.
All right. Anyway, something else fine. Nora and Bart have great chemistry as brother and sister, but they also have great chemistry with other people on the cast. I really enjoy this version of Nora.
You know what my favorite chemistry was?
What's that?
Their chemistry with Allegra. It was really great. It was top notch.
So good. Fantastic. Like
10 out of
10.
Perfect. This Nora is so much better than the one we knew from season 5 already. And Bart is annoying, but I think he's intentionally annoying because that's what the character's supposed to be. So it's kind of the thing. Did you think they worked well in this episode?
Wait, 1 sec. We say Bart Allen's supposed to be annoying, but in Young Justice, I wouldn't say he's annoying. Like, I really, really like his character, and he doesn't annoy me. So,
but isn't that an older Bart though? Isn't he older?
No, he's really young. He's younger.
He's young.
Wait. Which season are we talking
14.
about?
Huh?
What season is he like the main?
Like season 2, maybe.
I don't really remember him that much. That's weird.
Well, he took over for Wally.
You might be thinking of Wally. Wally's the one that's the main one, and you might be thinking of Wally.
No. I'm
talking
about Eric.
Yeah,
he might be thinking of Wally.
Yeah, but I think the intention on the show was to make him more immature. Like, I think that was the point.
Yeah,
he's supposed to be the extremely immature part of Nora that we got from season 5. Like, just pushed to the limit.
Well,
and I think Nora's supposed to be a much more mature.
That's what I was saying in season 5. Like, why they should have just done Bart in season 5, because Nora was just a female Bart in season 5.
Yeah.
So pretty much what we're getting now is a male Nora and then normal Nora.
Right.
This season, which isn't a bad thing. I'm just saying
that I really like them, and I think Jordan is doing a really good job on the show. There's a lot of people that were like questioning whether or not he was going to be able to pull it off, and I think he's doing a really good job.
Yeah.
So
I didn't know who he was before, but then I read the interviews where Eric Wallace was saying that like it was like the writers' room and even Eric Wallace's like quote unquote fan cast for the character they're ever going to do him, if they could like the dream get for the show. So when they were able to get him, I was like, well, they wouldn't have got some idiot.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it wouldn't have been like bottom of the barrel. I was like, crap, we're going to have him for a few episodes, just get some random. Like, they got the person that they wanted. So it'd be weird if he turned in a crap performance. Because then it'd completely be on Eric Wallace and the higher ups on the show. It's like, well, you went for someone that was crap.
Also, I want to point out the special effects were really good this week, except for one thing. I do not like the whirlwind effects from Godspeed. I think they look particularly cheap.
Yeah, it doesn't sell at all. Like, every time they do it, I'm like, okay, so this weird stuff is coming out of their hands, and it's like knocking them back over. Like, I feel like they could have animated it or just like made it look more dynamic rather than like it kind of looks like implemented in post. You know, it's like very obvious.
It's
weird.
Well, you know what
they have done whirlwind effects before with like Barry spinning his arms and stuff.
Yeah,
that looks really good. This for some reason just doesn't read well. I don't know why.
Because they're like,
well, it's not a whirlwind. It's like a sonic
boom. They could do Black Canary.
Yeah.
No, you know why? You know why they do it? I think it's because they did it last season. I think that's the only reason that they decided to do it this season as well. Is because they set up last season.
I don't mind they're doing it. I just don't like the effect. I think
I think it looks fine when it's not in the day. I think it's the one daytime CGI they've been doing that doesn't look that good.
Yeah, no, I completely agree.
I think it looks fine when they do it in any sort of like dark scene.
I see a lot of people just like, okay, so this comment is like, why do you feel the need to insult us because we like something? Like, I don't go, if you like so and so, you must be stupid and you're a freaking idiot or whatever. I don't say that.
only we're allowed to say that to each other.
I know. I think the running effects actually look pretty cool for once. Like they've looked bad before.
The only one that looked a bit weird was Jordan, and that's because it was his first time doing it.
Right.
I was actually would have been surprised if he looked
You are not going
to
get like first of all, doing a speedster effect is extremely hard to do in general. I'm not giving them any kind of leniency on it, but to make it look real would be like almost impossible
because it's not real.
Well, I know, but just a person moving at that speed would either they're going to be too fast for us to see them, or they have to find a way to make the effect work. And I think we're talking about a daytime shot with them running. It just has to look cool. It doesn't necessarily have to look like it really happened. Like, I think if you compare that to like the sonic boom effect, it's so much better. So it's just one of those things. Like and you know what? Like, and by the way, guys, the reason why I pulled that comment up is because I've seen a couple of them like that. Like, you know me, like I'm totally good with disagreements, but I think like attacking someone and being insulting because they like something that you don't like and being personal, it's just unnecessary. Like, you can literally say what you have to say without being insulting. Period. Anyway,
Ben, you smell.
And that's not insulting because we can't actually smell him. So anyway, if you don't like the effects, that's fine. But this is our show. Like, I like the effect. I'm going to say I like it. I'm not going to be like, oh, it looked horrible. Oh, cringe. Let me get some likes. Like, I'm not going to do that. So, yeah, it's me. Absolutely. But anyway, no, I think they're doing a good job. I mean, clearly they've had issues with filming with COVID restrictions and stuff like that, but I think they've done the best they can when it comes to their effects, and I actually appreciate that they've done some cool stuff. I have to give them credit for some of, because like, think about it, guys. There are some awful daytime shots from earlier in the seasons. You know what I mean? Like, there's some like daytime special. Like, go back to Legends with the Captain, you know who, whatever I'm talking about from like season 3. In the daytime, they're supposed to like the Hulk, and he ended up like a big mess, like PS2 video game character. Like, they've had bad stuff, so I have to give them credit for giving us some decent stuff, right? Okay, let's see. Here we go. This is my point. Is it worse than Ezra running in Justice League? And the answer is no. That is literally the worst speedster running I've ever seen in any series ever.
Also, Nora's running in season 5 occasionally was like.
Was it like that?
No, it was like kind of weird, like the way she moved her arms or something. I remember, but it's fine. Like it's what it is, you know. It's like different people run differently.
Let me just say this: the family dynamic in these last couple of episodes have been so good. This is why I hated the Force storyline. This is why I hated it, because it feels organic. It feels like a natural progression. That Force storyline where they were basically birthing the forces and everything seems so completely oddball and weird compared to this that's why I was so hard on that. Have you guys enjoyed this Flash family dynamic that we had, especially in this episode, by including Jay Garrick in it and bringing Iris back? I feel like they really nailed that this week, and I think next week is going to be even better. I do miss Wally, by the way. I think Wally should be there, but I get it. I think they've nailed the family dynamic. This was the best they've done, I think.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like, I completely agree. I think this was just amazing, and I think my favorite scene was probably in the church when Jay turns to Barry and he says that line, like, I say we give him heck flash. I feel like that's such a comic book line. Like, I can imagine Jay saying it in the comics to Barry or something, and I just love that, and that was one of my favorite scenes. And yeah, I really get that dynamic. It's really working right now, I think.
Yes, they mentioned Wally. I give them credit for that, but it's not the same as bringing him back. Paige, what did you think of the family dynamic? Was it better or worse than the Force stuff? What did you think?
Well, I thought like the Force story would have gone over like what they should have done, but I also feel like them pushing the whole. I think the Speed Force being in that Force storyline as big as it was an error, because it sort of tried to push like a forced family sort of thing. Obviously, as I always say with stuff, it's always easy to look back in hindsight, but it's also just like there was clear errors there. However, I think some of the stuff that's going to play in the finale and that we've seen already happen is because of that storyline. So I think some stuff I think the Force storyline had to happen for some things that we're going to see happen as well. Like Jay wouldn't have his speed back if it wasn't for that story.
Right, but I think the family element of it was what.
Yeah, they mishandled it. I think towards the end, I would like that would be my big thing with this season is that just how that storyline ended. Like it ended with such a whimper and just like almost felt like it was like an afterthought and they were just like, let's just focus on the next storyline. But then the next 3 episodes after that were filler episodes. So
yeah,
I don't know. Anyway, if it didn't end in such a whimper,
collectively took a break.
Yeah, so it didn't end in such a whimper. I don't think we'd be constantly referencing it, right. But it was just such a stain on the flow of the season.
By the way, Gary had a super chat. I guess I missed it for $1.99. He asked, "What do we know about the show getting delayed?" It was a joke, Gary. Yeah. It was a joke. I doubt very seriously it's going to get delayed. But
I think they start filming in like a month.
Thank you for providing humor, though, Gary. We appreciate that. So let's talk about one of the best storylines in the episode before we move on to the back half, and that is the Allegra storyline. Let's talk about that briefly.
Okay, so we're done. We can move on. So that was...
It was absolutely amazing. Best stuff I've ever seen in my whole life.
Let's move on. Honestly, Eric, move on. Otherwise, I will leave.
No. Chester, his stuff with Allegra was good because Chester's storyline has been good. He was even good in this episode because he helped use his dad's tech to build a device that he thought could stop Godspeed or whatever. His moments with her were good. So I'm not going to dive into it because I think it's just a dumb storyline, but I do want to ask, what do you think the problem with the Allegra storyline is? Do you think it's the writing? Do you think it's the acting? Do you think it's just the way it's put into the episodes? What is wrong with that storyline that needs to be corrected?
You know, the issue is that Allegra's been made to be a part of Team Citizen. Team Citizen's not a thing.
Right.
She's just like
she's there. She's just there. She's not a part of Team Flash. She's like a casual member. She goes out and she's been on the field like 4 times, 3 times, if that. So she's not a part of Team Flash. She's a part of Team Citizen, and Team Citizen's not a thing because Iris has been gone for 3 or 4 episodes, and even then, when Iris is there, we're not doing the journalism storyline. So how do you work Allegra into the show? And she's a main cast member. They can have like an episode or 2 without her, but she has to be.
She feels so disconnected from what's actually going on.
Yeah,
it's really weird.
It's just, and I feel bad for the actress as well because she's on this main thing as well. She's probably told certain things are going to happen, and literally 0 is happening.
Right.
Like even the tasks she was given this week and what her whole purpose was going to be in this week. And I was like, okay, well, at least they can use her powers. They don't even use her. Barry ends up doing it anyway and ends up leading to a bad thing happening.
A disaster, right?
Yeah.
Gary, not mad at you. Very proud of you. Thank you.
I'm a bit mad, but we'll move on.
Really?
Yeah, a little bit mad.
Fancy says, does anybody on the team know her cousin died? Well, I mean, she told Chester, but
anyone else think it was funny that Chester, when he found out, he was like, "Oh, I'm sorry," and then they just
like, "Oh," he's like, "Oh." Anyway.
That's how we all feel, Chester.
I was in Canada Graph stream last night, and the one thing I said, the worst thing you can do with a character when you're trying to give them a story is make them a plot device. It's the worst thing you can do because it feels so unearned.
Is that a subtweet?
Was it really? It feels so unearned because we've had other characters in the past where they end up being these plot devices, and it's really hard to pull them out of it. Like they become this MacGuffin. Even this week, Frost, to a degree, felt like a MacGuffin in one scene where she showed up and then she was gone, and then she reappears at the end of the episode.
Out of nowhere to save people.
It's kind of weird. So I kind of feel the same way about her story. But at least with her story, there are parts of it that make sense. This one is not great. What about, let's go ahead and talk about the Joe and Kramer stuff as well before we move on to the back half. So we pick up with them. They're giving the agents in, I think it's Midway City. They're talking to like these the cops or the FBI. I don't know. It was in Midway City. Was it the FBI? It was somebody. There was some sort of agent.
It was the FBI, man.
Okay.
The FBI did.
Joe has been unable to contact Central City for what I'm guessing is a couple of days now or more, right? There's no urgency. He's like at all.
No, wasn't it literally the morning after?
But tell me this: if you could not connect to anyone, like your family members, the police department, completely disconnected, especially in Central City, wouldn't you go, wow, that means there must be something really bad going on because he's lived there all of his life. But there's no urgency whatsoever. They're casually driving back and don't even realize that something is going on until they see all the people trying to leave Central City, which, by the way, if Joe was at the cops, the precinct or the FBI agency or whatever there in Midway City, he could have been like, hey, is there something going on in Central City? I can't get connected to anybody there. What's happening? And I'm sure they would probably know because that's what they do. And this is a world with superheroes. That it's just Joe, again, that story feels so disconnected from what's going on to the point where it doesn't even feel like it's on the same show. Until he drove back into Central City, I'm like, are we even watching the same show anymore? Like, it just felt so weird to me. Like that, between that and the Allegra stuff, it's like this year they've got these supporting stories, which have to happen, by the way. A lot of people say we shouldn't have these, but they're always going to happen. They're not doing a good job of making those stories like overlap in a meaningful way. It feels very weird to me. What were your thoughts on the Joe and Kramer stuff before we move into like the end of the episode? Any thoughts there?
Not really. It was just two scenes.
It's
just that once you watch the trailer, you know that where it leads. It's obvious that Kramer's going to expose himself as a meta to save Joe based off the trailer.
Mm-hmm.
So
it seems like that's how they're going with it, and it was just so small. And I mean, even Joe is asking like, "Oh, like what about the meta thing?" Basically,
what about your child? What about your child? Like, where's their daughter at?
Yeah, and so there's no answers for that. And then they just so happen to be stuck on a highway. And at the end of the episode, okay, this was one nitpick. Like, the Godspeeds start fighting on top of a car.
Yeah. The same car that almost hit them. The same one that almost hit them, basically.
Bruh. I don't know.
Well, they've been fighting everywhere. That's the whole point of the.
But it's just weird. Like it's so
funny.
Weird. It's so weird. I love Jesse. I think Jesse's a class act. He does a really good job on the show. But this storyline is not good. I hope that they connected or whatever. Because
you know what the issue is?
I
think if they hadn't hyped it up, or not hyped. That's probably not the word. But at least talked about it leading up to the show. I don't think we'd really care.
Yeah.
But the thing is, they talked about, it's going to be this.
Yeah.
Socially relevant thing, and it's not.
Yeah, maybe it was their car. Maybe it was their car seat up. I don't remember because the scene made me so frustrated. I'm like, the fact that Joe does not seem to be the least bit concerned about what's going on in Central City kind of baffled me. It was really weird.
Did they show a reaction to Godspeed's coming onto the car?
Yeah, they looked up.
They looked up. They looked up because the windshield got busted or whatever. But yeah, it was just like
it's just strange.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's talk about, we've got a super chat for us, so we might as well talk about it. Jay Garrick, 1-9 super chat from Stagger Force. Jay Garrick, now part of Earth Prime. So let's discuss this because this is probably one of the most confusing.
By the way, Eric, someone asked me to bring this up live on the hashtag after party.
Right.
Ooh.
Did you notice that Zari's company appeared in the Flash last episode in 2049?
Zari's company, the one that
in the future, they had the holograms on top of the buildings.
Oh yeah, I mean, I saw all the different ones up there. Yeah,
they had Zari's company. What was your reaction? Did we get was it a rant and review?
A Legends reaction?
No, actually, I have unfollowed all Legends social media accounts. I've taken it off my DVR. No, I'm being serious. Like, I have no interest in watching that show ever again. So, if they do a crossover, I'll watch it. But that's it. It is the first Arrowverse show that I'm just completely done with watching. Like,
but Eric, would you talk about it if me and Paige rewatch the whole show and we get you on for the biggest rant and review of your life of the whole show?
I don't know if I got like I don't know if I got like a $50 super chat or something that told me I could watch it the rest of the season. I would.
Okay, guys, you know what to do.
It's $50.
But Ben,
yeah.
People are asking in the chat, can we get a pumpkin reveal in the background there? That butternut?
What? It's a Tesco butternut squash. I don't know.
It's a squash. Can we have a look at it again?
Yeah, you want to look at it?
Yeah, people want a butternut reveal.
There you go.
I didn't realize that bowl was so close. That's why I thought it was a pumpkin. I thought it was like a good couple of minutes.
You thought it was a pumpkin. Why would it be a pumpkin if it's not October?
Wouldn't you have been like totally stunned if it was a green screen? It wasn't even really behind him. That would have been even better. Jay Garrick now a part of Earth Prime. So this was kind of confusing to some people, and I saw some comments on my review talking about this. He is on Earth Prime, correct? He is in fact on Earth Prime. Okay. So that begs the question, how is that possible? Because we don't really, like, as far as we know, Jay and Joan are literally the doppelgangers of Henry and Nora, which means that up until a certain point, they shared the same genetic line on their separate Earths. How do they exist on this one Earth together? And Batwoman established that's not possible. Batwoman established that's not possible. So
it doesn't make sense, and I don't know why they did that. So it also doesn't help the Stargirl thing that's happening in season 2 with Jay Garrick, because everyone's like, oh, but it's a flashback episode. And I was like, yeah, but Stargirl's meant to exist post-crisis. Like, the timeline isn't pre-crisis, post-crisis. For us, it is, the viewer, but for them actually in their timelines, it isn't.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have like, oh, you know, pre-crisis in 1999, then post-crisis is 2020.
Yeah.
It's a post-crisis timeline. So there's a 1999 that was post-crisis and 1999 that was pre-crisis.
Right. And I would say this, that like we complain a lot about, like, I nitpick a ton of things, and there's a lot of things where you can just overlook because it's like I'm just being sort of a jerk by pointing out things that bother me.
Wow, he admitted it.
Yeah. But this is literally a problem because it doesn't make sense.
It's a plot hole for multiple reasons. And I don't know, because it would have just been easier just to, why not just reintroduce the multiverse?
Mm-hmm.
We know it's there. So the only thing I can think of is that they wanted to reintroduce it through Barry's POV, which I would prefer as well. But if you're going to introduce Jay Garrick again, and you're going to...
The thing is, Cody, that just still doesn't make any sense, though.
The difference between being related and looking exactly the same with two different people.
Yeah, I mean, they're genetically the same people. Like Jay Garrick and Henry Allen are the same person.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I mean, so here we go. I thought they could survive since Henry and Nora died. No, because at a certain point they were alive at the same time. Barry had to get born, which means his parents lived to be adults, which means that Jay and Joan also lived to the point where they're adults. So there wasn't a point in time where one of them was alive and the other one wasn't. Because you got to remember, post-crisis isn't a change in time at a certain point. Post-crisis is a reality-changing event, meaning that this Earth Prime, everything has happened how it's happened since the beginning. So there was no like real, like Paige just said it, there is no post-crisis for the people that live there. Post-crisis is how we view it. But post-crisis means there were changes that happened like from the beginning, basically.
Yeah. So, post-crisis more means in canon. Like what? So post-crisis, Supergirl's on Earth Prime, but pre-crisis, Supergirl was on Earth 38.
They didn't get displaced. This isn't like a doppelganger situation. This isn't a different timeline. This is literally something that they said happened after Crisis. I think it was, I don't know if it was confirmed or not, but
no, Eric Wallace said in an interview, but everyone will sort of raise their eyebrows, like, how's it going to make sense? So I went into it thinking, oh, well, they might still do it because Eric Wallace said they're going to do it, but hopefully common sense prevails.
Right.
Obviously it did not.
Right. So
the continuity error they've overlooked it, probably.
It's a big one though. This is a big one. I don't think they're ever even going to address it. I think it's just going to completely go.
The only thing I can think of is that because we didn't actually physically go to Keystone City and it's just the Godspeeds,
right?
Maybe they make it, but then again, but Jay's in the future and dies there, and it's to believe that he's on the earth. Like,
I don't know how many times you have to say this, guys. They are the same people.
So they existed at the same time.
It's not about someone dying and leaving room for them to come back or jumping over from another Earth. They genetically came from the same parents. So think about this. Jay and Joan, Nora and Henry, they both share the same parents. That same line of people were their parents, meaning that they would have to give birth to the exact same people twice for them to exist. That's it. That's the explanation.
Yeah. The logic would be if Jay and Joan had a son, it would look like Grant Gustin.
Yes. That's it. Exactly.
They're the same people, just have different names.
That's why they don't have kids, I'm sure, because the kid would be Barry.
It'd be like, well, why doesn't it look like Barry? Yeah.
Right. So they're not even really doppelgangers. That's the thing. They're not even really doppelgangers. It's literally like the Batwoman thing. They talked about her being a doppelganger, but she wasn't. She was there. Like, I think they found a way to cross over before Crisis. Wasn't that the story on Batwoman? Didn't they come over through like a portal before their Earth was destroyed?
It was just like displacement. Like, but the thing is, they couldn't live there because of displacement. Because this
is different from that. This is a different thing altogether. This was literally basically Oliver having control over all of this and just putting them there, but it doesn't make any sense. So it should give you a headache, Levi. Absolutely.
Anyway, on to brighter topics. How's your mate Ray Fisher going, Eric?
Yeah, we're not going to go into that. Okay, so before we move on, because I just want to say this, the way we are expressing how this is happening is based on the way it should have happened. We don't know how the show is going to explain it, or if they're going to explain it at all, honestly. So, and people saying that like the merged Earths or that it happened, blah, 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 it doesn't matter. That would mean that there's doubles of everyone, and we know that's not the case. So there we go. All right, so we've got the return of Cisco, though. We got Cisco back.
Definitions.
I was so excited when I saw this because I didn't expect to see him until next week. What's that noise?
Stay up to date with the news, Eric.
Yeah.
Stay up.
I don't like to overly spoil myself. That's one of the things that I don't like to do. So if I see something that spoils it, fine, but I don't try and seek it out. So for me, when I saw him, I was happy to see him, and he's modified his Vibro Mecha Vibe gauntlets to say that they're atrophy like devices now, which I thought was pretty cool. But the only issue with this, as much as I love to see him, is coming back so soon after a big goodbye episode feels a little weird, right? I mean, they spent like it was a highly emotional ending to that episode, and then like what? How many episodes have been? 4 episodes later, he's back again. I was happy to see him, but I feel like it was a little strange. Do you think we're going to see him again after the season, or do you think these 2 episodes are it?
I think we'll see him, but like obviously once the whole quarantine thing's gone. But I think we'll see him. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw him again next season, but it'd be like an episode or 2.
Yeah.
I don't think it was that weird because I think that was like the focus of that episode, and he was just coming. Like that's the whole point. He's only in Star City. Like how many times did people travel between Star City and Central City? We see it all the time. So
right.
And we know that like there's an Argus thing. Like Argus operates in Central City as well. So
right.
Wasn't too surprised. It's like I don't think it's that weird.
It felt natural, to be honest. Like
well, I don't know if natural's the word, because naturals to me is like Eric twerking on a daily basis.
Yeah.
Like that's the same level of consistency with Cisco appearing.
Right.
It didn't feel that weird.
We also got the return. Go ahead.
I was going to say maybe that's you nitpicking.
Maybe, I don't know. So, well, no. I said it was weird because it just seemed like the emotional impact of him leaving.
Wow.
Sort of didn't come
Eric hates Cisco. Confirmed. You heard it here first. Live on
confirmed.
Eric hates Carlos.
Let's talk about people Paigey hates. Iris came back in this episode.
Oh. Right.
My field of expertise.
Yeah. So she returns because Dion stabilized her. What is the deal with this? I feel like they wrote in this whole
that was the only. Oh, am I the one that's lagging here, or is everyone else frozen out?
Did StreamYard?
I have no idea.
You kicked me out.
Yeah, it crashed on. It seemed like it crashed on all of us.
Yeah, I got booted out. Oh, Paigey's gone.
What happened?
I don't know. I came up with an error message and I did nothing.
Yeah, I didn't do anything either. It wasn't even internet. It was like we were kicked out.
Yeah.
Wait, so did we all get kicked out then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought it was just me.
No, I got kicked out.
Wait, so everyone could hear me then? I was
everyone could hear you.
Yeah, okay. I was wondering. Then I got kicked, and I was like, I thought my internet had carked, and I was like, that's a first.
No. I think it just like basically kicked us out.
We're still live, so Eric.
No. Because StreamYard. Luckily, see, the thing is, if this was like OBS, it would have ended the stream.
Yeah,
but because of StreamYard, anyway. So Iris comes back with the whole Dion storyline or whatever. It seems weird to me. I'm actually glad she's back because I'll be honest with you, it felt really weird with this family stuff going on without her being there.
Yeah, that was the only like question mark I had at one point in the episode. I thought she just appeared.
Yeah.
Like, so they're going to explain what was happening to her, like specifically, or. But I was like, you know what? I don't care. Let's just move on because it felt weird not having her there with these kids running around.
Yeah. What did you think, Ben?
No, I was in the same boat. Like, I was like, okay, like, oh, it's kind of weird that Iris still isn't here. And I mean, she was away for a lot of episodes. And I mean, it felt weird enough with just Barry talking over the phone. But then with Bart and Nora showing up and her not showing up at that point, I was like, ooh, like they're going to have to find a way to implement her. And like, as soon as she got back, I was like, I think I could just let a sigh of relief out. And
I think me and Eric, though, we're thinking about handing Ben a citation for services to the community through his undercover work as a West Allen stan and working with the West Allen community and pretending to actually be one of them. Ben's doing a really good job at pretending that he actually gives a shit.
Oh, okay. Good,
Thank
good.
you.
Super chat from Tank Man here. Thoughts for the opening scene 717. It was funny. I enjoyed it.
It was one of my favorite openings that they've done in a while, like if not all time.
I saw some people saying it was cringe, and I'm like, if you thought that was cringe, what do you think of like the first half of the season?
Yeah, to be honest, you know who one person I saw saying was cringe?
Who?
He's in this after party. His name's Benjamin.
Oh,
and my thought was like, well, you liked the musical episode, Ben, so explain that.
I just said it. I think I said it was a little bit over the top, but I enjoyed it.
I was just making that up. I didn't realize you actually said anything negative about it.
Be My Super Friend is not over the top. I mean,
yeah, of course it's over the top, but they go way over the top, you know. But I enjoyed this. Like, okay, Paige's theorizing. I thought I said it in my review or on Twitter.
Not theorizing. I was literally talking shit.
Yeah, you were talking shit, so that means that it's coming out of my mouth.
Talking shit, is that maybe I'm a prophet? I'm not too sure.
Maybe it could be, but like I think it was a little over the top, but I enjoyed it. Like, you know, I said that thing about Bart where I was like, oh, I'm not so sure. Like he's super hyper. Like I wasn't sure about.
Do you have cordial in England?
Yeah, we do.
Okay, do you have red cordial that makes people go hyper?
Red cordial? Well, I haven't had.
I know, like the whole thing. And so if someone's like hyper, there's that lay off the red cordial.
Oh no, we don't say that. But yeah, lay off the sugar.
Lay off the red Kool-Aid, man. That's what it would be like in America, man. Yeah.
This isn't really a spoiler. It's in the trailer. I heard Iris will become a speedster again. We see it in the
trailer and the synopsis and a actual article.
Yeah.
But it seems that it must only be for it must only be for a scene. Must actually just be for that one fight because I don't know how they would make it relevant in the entire episode.
Do you think she suits up and Barry's like powers?
I think
it's a Speed Force.
I think Nora the Speed Force gives her.
Yeah,
I think she's the one that, and it wouldn't surprise me because if she's there, they're all faster.
Yeah,
and
maybe because Iris has that, but then again, I don't know, potential plot hole that Iris is around the Speed Force early in the season and didn't get speed. I was going to say like just her being near the Speed Force could activate her Speed Force cells that sort of like, you know, then she rebirthed it in episode 1 or 2 or whatever it was. But then
they are not getting paid to show up. That's literally the reason why. I mean,
yeah,
that's just it. Just pretty much that. Elizabeth says, or where's it at? Oh, where'd it go? There it is. I absolutely love this episode and seeing Jordan Fisher as a speedster. I cannot wait to see what happens this week. I guess coming up this week. Let's see. Another one. Why did Godspeed suddenly have a Robotnik voice at the beginning of the episode, but it sounded better at the end? They must have altered it again. I don't think it's been very consistent. I think it's been like all different stuff all the way through. All right, so let's see. We're slowly getting through this. Godspeed clones. Are we still calling them clones? Because I think it's pretty clear they're not all the same person, right? August Hart, we see him in the suit at the end of the episode. He is very different in body stature to every other Godspeed clone, clearly. So
yeah, but I think it's very important to remember it's clear that they didn't cast this guy until much later in the season.
Yeah.
So at that point, Like I think they would have.
It looks weird.
Of people's
I think that's just a nitpick. I don't think it's anything really.
No. I don't mind if the clones were faceless people that were in these suits. I understand that, but he's supposed to be the main one, which means that like he should at least be of a similar stature of the clones, and he's not even close.
Yeah, means, but I think it would be difficult to find that many stunt doubles that are all.
I guarantee when we see, like, he's never going to be actually in the suit running around. When we see him pull the mask on, it's going to be a stunt double as him. That's what I think. Because he just doesn't have the same body type.
That was the same with all of them. Zoom was the same as well.
Right, but
Teddy
at
Sears
least
never wore the actual suit.
No, but like Teddy Sears had a similar body type as the stunt person that was in the suit. Like,
yeah, exactly.
I feel like August Hart doesn't.
That's sort of the point I was making.
Yeah. But I mean, August, the actor, does not have the same body type as any of the stunt doubles, is my point.
Well, Eric.
Yeah.
That's why they call it acting and not physicality.
It's a nitpick. That's why they call it a nitpick.
It's like Twitter, people were like comparing people like the Godspeeds, like how big that ass was or something. I thought Eric would appreciate me bringing that up.
Yes. Well, I don't have a problem with I get that the stunt people are not all the same person. I understand that.
Eric body shaming. Who would have thought 2021, year Eric gets
Where am I body shaming? I didn't say he could play Godspeed because of his body type.
Calm down, Eric.
No, I'm saying the difference between the stuff that I see online with them pointing out the jokes about the stunt doubles is, if you have like 8 people, they're all not going to look the same. But you would at least think that the actor could get paired up with one of the other stunt doubles that already look like that. It just feels a little weird, but we'll see. Anyway, I just think calling them also, we saw that one of the clones is not even, he's a white guy. So like,
I mean, that was weird.
So Boston Dave with a $10 super chat. Great to see Diggle on Flash and Superman and Lois. He really could fit into any of the Arrowverse shows. Superman and Lois is hard. Again, I'm not going to spoil it, but it's hard to say he fit in considering it was just it's a cameo. It's not even.
That's the one thing that I heard. It's just it's the Batwoman. It's pretty much like his Batwoman.
Let me put it this way: his scene could have been done without him even being there. That's how cameo it was. So when you're watching this, don't go into expecting to get a bunch of Diggle stuff because it's literally not that. I think that Diggle can work on all the shows, but I think the Superman and Lois thing was very disappointing, and now we have to wait till Supergirl to get the rest of that story. So there we go.
Twerking.
Yeah.
On the weekend. Yeah.
Staggervore, will all the remaining cast members return for
I think he's talking about Flash because you know how they put out the article about Daniel Panabaker, Candace Patton, and Jesse L. Martin, but they didn't mention the actor for Chester Allegro.
It's pretty obvious they're coming back.
But yeah, they'll come back. The reason that they did Jesse L. Martin, Candace Patton, and Daniel Panabaker is because they've been there since season 1. So that's why it was big enough to put an article like that out.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's rush through here. We got the Jay Garrick stuff. So we did find out. I'm gonna skip through all this quickly so we can wrap because we're coming up with the hour mark and I want to get into the taste testing thing.
Eric's hungry.
I'm not hungry. I don't know what to expect.
Hungry.
We find out that basically Godspeed is Bart's Thawne because he ends up killing Jay Garrick at a certain point, and Jay was a big mentor for Bart, considering Bart's impulsive nature has been considered a detriment, and Jay thought of it as a positive. So that's his driving force for trying to stop Godspeed, which is part of the reason why he really wants to go out and do that. Godspeeds take Jay as he gets his Speed Force back, and they take him to this church, and Bart goes after them, even though he knows it's a trap because he's impulsive. And facing off against the Godspeeds, he gets put in a coma. Barry has to save him. Thoughts on this? Any thoughts on this?
Yeah, I didn't mind it. And I didn't mind that they gave Bart some sort of emotional reason behind it. I thought it was a bit weird that maybe Nora didn't have that same connection.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I thought it was good that Bart had some sort of emotional backing to why he was doing what he was doing. But then at the same time, he seemed overly happy taking on Godspeed. Whenever you see Barry taking on Thawne, it's a very emotional thing. Mm-hmm. But when he was taking on Godspeed, it seemed like he was having a ball doing it. Hey, how fun's this? But you think it would have more it would have been more emotionally driven when he was taking on Godspeed.
Yeah,
but maybe they're just saving that because for the reveal later on. They didn't want to, show it straight out of the gates.
And what about you, Ben? Did you enjoy that scene and that scene with Bart? Do you think it was compelling or?
Yeah. Well, I briefly mentioned it earlier, but I think for me, I was a bit on the edge about Bart because, like I said, he was very hyper. He was a bit annoying. I did like him, but I think it was these scenes and his connection to Jay which kind of shocked me because I was like, oh, wow, so there's actually more to this. And yeah, I don't know. I feel like it kind of humanized him a bit, and I really liked it. But I knew that the church was going to be like a significant part. But by the end of the episode, like seeing the throne and stuff in like a normal looking church, I'm like, is this just in his mindscape, or did they just like plonk this Game of Thrones throne like in the middle of a normal church? It was funny.
I do wonder whether the church is like important to his backstory.
Yeah, that he was because he's like the god of speed.
Right? Yeah, well, I think they could have done something where it was like some makeshift church, almost like what Savitar did.
Yeah.
But I do wonder whether
like a fully functioning church.
I do wonder whether he was like some sort of like he was like consistently partook in church going, like whether he was like an altar boy or was actually like a something like that. I do wonder whether that was if they do that, then I actually wouldn't mind that.
Yeah,
actually say that he's got some sort of religious backing, but then again, that's always like touching on religious.
Was it the same church where Barry and Ives were married? Is that where they filmed that? Was it the same one?
I presume, right?
I'd say it is just because it's probably a church in Vancouver that's on a main street. So,
okay, so we had that happen, and before this, I don't remember if it was before or after, but Barry and Iris decide they want to flashpoint Godspeed, and I thought like that's a bad idea. You literally would change your kids again. Like if you do that, it would change everything again. And I was like, there's no way they think this is a good idea. And they never have a chance to really enact the idea because stuff happens before that. But I thought it was weird that they even considered that. That was like, why would they even consider flashpointing Godspeed? It just seemed a little strange. Any thoughts on that?
Well, they wouldn't be flashpointing Godspeed.
Preventing him from going back to the future and making the clones? That would be flashpointing him.
How?
Right?
Because he's from the future.
Because they would be stopping something that is supposed to happen.
Weren't they just planning on stopping Godspeed so he's not there in the future? Or that's what Nora and Bart were planning to do, and that's why it makes sense.
Right, but Nora and Bart are basically doing what Barry did at this point because they're changing something from the past that affects their future. So it's
no, they're just
going to erase themselves.
But Godspeed came from the future. Right. So he's in their same present time, if that makes sense.
Yeah, but it's still changing
the same present version.
But it's still changing the course of events, is what I'm saying.
It's going to change the course of events from point A forward in the future.
But it would still change who they are. Like if we go to 2080, that would change who they are.
Yeah,
but they haven't lived through that yet.
But that doesn't make it right.
But it doesn't make it the same as Flashpoint or anything like that. It's not a timeline change. It's just
it is a timeline change. That is a timeline change.
How they haven't experienced it yet.
Because we're not talking about from their perspective. I'm talking about the fact that if Barry changes something that is supposed to happen, it will affect them down the road. Right?
How? They haven't experienced it. They'd still be living.
Because we don't know those versions of them, but that would still change them.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't get it. I don't understand.
Because
I agree.
So we got present day, we got 2021, then we have 2049. Godspeed is from 2049. He comes back to 2021. The kids come back or whatever. He's supposed to go back and create the clones. That is supposed to happen. So if they stop him from doing that, it will inevitably change everything from that point in 2049 moving forward, meaning that they do change their future. You see what I'm saying?
But he already made the clones.
Right, but they would be stopping that from happening.
No, they're not, because he already made the clones.
Then that was the discussion they were having, though.
Oh,
preventing that from happening.
Well, then they came from the wrong viewpoint, because the way that Bart and Nora are handling it, is the correct way.
Right. I'm not talking about Bart Nor. I'm talking about Barry and Iris's plan. Their plan was.
Let's be honest, they aren't like necessarily 10 for 10 in regards to coming up with plans lately, are they?
Right.
Yeah.
Like what?
But the way that the show's doing it makes sense. I saw like Bart and Nora come back. They exist at the same time as Godspeed, if you think about it. And then he creates the clones. If they stop him here, it has no effect on the timeline.
Right. No. If
he stays here, then it does.
Yes, but what I'm saying is that was not their discussion. Their discussion, from what I thought they were saying, was that they were going to stop him from ever creating the clones in the first place. That was the discussion that I thought they were having. That would be a change to the timeline, which is what I meant.
Yeah, that would be a change to the timeline. But from the actual way the show's doing it like properly, I guess it has no effect on the timeline at the moment, unless like they let Godspeed go and kill Jay Garrick now. Like if they killed Jay Garrick now, it'd have an effect because Bart's not born yet.
Right. Yeah, exactly. No, totally. So Bart's in a coma, and so the big wrap up at the end is that Barry decides to go into August's mind and to confront him there, and that is the cliffhanger for the episode. So we're gonna get like a Mindscape episode for the finale. Is that what we're gonna get, or do you think it's not gonna work and they're gonna have to like come out, or do you think all the speeches are gonna go into his head? Like, how do you think this is gonna work?
Wait, say that again.
So we're supposed to get sort of a Mindscape thing with Barry and August, correct? I mean, that's what they're setting up, like them, and he's inside of his head or whatever. Do you think that the speedster stuff we're seeing from the episode is going to take place in this Mindscape? Like everybody's going to go into his mind, or do you think we're going to get like an outside battle in the real world with all the Godspeed?
What I think it is, I think August is the way he is now because Godspeed split himself. So it's a bit of a Voldemort situation to reference some Harry Potter stuff now. Godspeeds are the Horcruxes, and that's why August is the way he is, because he split himself off. But he still exists in his mindscape, and that's the way. Whether he's controlling it through the mindscape, because they're technically clones of him, that's like another question. I'm sure they'll bring that up, probably in that opening conversation. But it won't surprise me too much if that scene in the trailer from the daytime, where we have all the speedsters there, including like Speedster Iris and the Speed Force and stuff, is taking on the clones, and then something happens, whether they actually defeat them or it's a fail, or they get enough energy and it goes back to the normal Godspeed, and that's why we have him reawaken, if you want to call it. And then he becomes the sole Godspeed with potentially infinite velocity. Who knows what happens there? Because I think it wouldn't surprise me too much. That's why they have so many speedsters there, is that those speedsters get their speed taken from them.
By the way, Ben, one of the things that I thought about, since Paige just said that about infinite velocity, I was going to say earlier, I think the reason why they kept going away to recharge and come back is it gives our characters time to like plan and prepare. Because
I know that.
If all the Godspeeds were just there all the time terrorizing, they'd have to come up with another way to like buy themselves time. So I think that's the only reason that happens. It feels like a weird thing, but I think that's literally the only thing.
Does it remind you of Cicada, like when he used to fly away?
Yeah, for like episodes after episode, we're like, why does he keep flying away? It doesn't make any sense. So anyway, what are your thoughts on the Mindscape thing? Do you want to see something in the Mindscape, or do you want to see them fight in the real world?
To be honest, I'm like kind of fed up with all the Mindscape stuff. Like I thought it was interesting at the end of the episode, seeing Godspeed inside like Prime August Heart's mind. I thought that was good. And like him saying like Flash, it was pretty cool. That was a cool scene. But like, I think, I don't know, like you see in the trailer, like Cecile is going to be like freaking out. Like pretty much anytime we have anything to do with Mindscape, Cecile is just like freaking out because, you know, like something bad is happening. And I feel like we've seen it before. And like you see in the trailer, she's like, you know, something's happening. And she's like, Jesus Christ!
I can imagine that the whatever the director is telling her to do, he's like, just freak out. That's all you have to do. She's like,
freak out.
It's like that's her freak out
Literally,
for the episode.
She does that every episode. But yeah, in terms of the Mindscape,
that one, that's her freak out.
It's like I feel like they use it maybe a little bit too much as an excuse to go into like.
You know why I think it's crazy is it feels like it's a way to have stakes but not have stakes at the same time.
Yeah. So, it's like, oh, we die, but like, no, we're going to be just about okay. Like, it's fine.
All right. Yeah. So, guys in the chat, give us your scores for this episode of The Flash from 1 to 10. Did you love it? Did you hate it? Did you think that it belongs in the toilet? make sure you let us know in the chat below. There's a super chat that's a little bit spoilery for Superman and Lois. Have you guys already seen it or not seen it in the chat?
We literally told you, like, have you got brain deficiency? We told you about 20 minutes ago. Both of us have not viewed the episode.
I'm watching it tonight.
You can just answer it without bringing it up on the thing in very subtle terms.
Yes, I will. Okay, so Fireflame, $8 super chat. Not going to read it out, but I am seeing it. And I agree. It does feel like that. And I think that I pretty much predicted that was what was going to happen. So I wasn't too surprised, but I absolutely enjoyed it. There we go. Thank you for your super chat. I appreciate it. We're getting a lot of 6s, a 5 for this episode. A 5. Wow.
A 5? Wow, that's really harsh.
Yeah.
I would say like the episode is a solid like 8.5 maybe.
Let me ask you a legitimate question. Do you think anybody giving this episode less than say a 7 is just trolling?
It'd have to be. Like, I don't know how you can watch the episode. Like, I think giving it 10 out of 10 is too far, but I think at minimum it's like an 8.
I would say this reminds me of like an earlier season episode of The Flash overall. Like, it feels like an early season.
Well, I don't know how you could like The Flash as a show and not like that episode. At least around like an 8 or up. Like, I don't think it was a 10. I think it had some issues there, but
yeah,
definitely not a 10. But I'd say it's like, I'd probably give it like a 8.5, 9.
All right. So, what does anybody have a quiz? I don't have a quiz this week.
No, I thought we were just going to do the box of goodies.
Right. What about you, Ben? Any quiz this week?
Oh, I have a quiz. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
Well, we can do it quickly, I guess. And
yeah, let's do the quiz first, and then the very last thing will be the box of goodies. But hold on, I actually updated my video for my Team Eric members, so we're gonna do that. And then
is this the one that shouts out the OnlyFans, or is that the?
That's the other one.
Oh, that's the other one.
This one does have a voiceover, so get ready for the voiceover.
Oh, I hate the voiceover.
So we'll be back in just a second.
Enjoy, people.
What's up, guys? Eric here, and I want to take a moment to thank my Team Eric members and my enhanced Team Eric members. I appreciate all you guys. Thank you so much for supporting the channel in another way. And now you have access to all of the exclusive content, badges, and emojis for the live stream, as well as 2 members-only live streams a month. If you're interested in joining and becoming a part of Team Eric, make sure you head over to any of my videos or this video we're watching right now and click the join button. Thanks. Sound effects.
What's that weird noise?
Yeah.
Great voiceover.
Yeah, sound effects. Anyway, so how does Eric enhance you?
Yeah,
it's like it makes your life better.
This was the OnlyFans plug. I didn't realize you baited.
He's enhancing your life expectancy, guys.
By the way, that sound effect in the background was not part of the voiceover.
It was very weird. It must be the internet.
It was a Pagey edition. It was the Pagey.
It was not me. I swear to Bieber.
I swear it was Pagey.
Okay, can you get your quiz up, Ben? You slow.
It's
person.
Wait, is this the one we're supposed to look at, or not the one? Or the one we're not supposed to look at? Okay,
I'm gonna start it.
Are you gonna put our names down the bottom, young Benjamin, or am I change my name to Team 1?
There's a freaking historic category. As always,
historic figures. Is this another way to put Adolf and friends? Historic figures,
basically.
I'll let Eric go first.
Actually, history and geography are separated. This is totally geared towards Pagey winning. I can tell you.
It's like a whole big geography thing, like England, geography / topic related to countries, basically. Yeah. So I can say anything about countries, historic figures, aka.
Okay,
and friends.
Eric, choose Eric.
By the way, guys, feel free to super chat while this is going on. We'll answer questions between questions, if that makes sense.
Yep.
All right, let's do historic figures for 100.
Historic figures for 100.
Wait, hold on. Wait, before we go, are we going to do this like we did the other one, where it's just answer right or wrong and then move on?
Yeah, it's just your question. I don't answer it. I don't answer. It's just you.
Okay. What decade did Stalin die in?
What decade?
So like
1930s.
I think it's the
1950s.
Yeah, it's that American history there.
I'll go England.
England. What year did England win the World Cup?
Oh Jesus!
1966.
Good job, Pag. I know you're Page today, not Pag.
I prefer the Page. I think they
Page. Okay, Eric.
Let's do geography for 100.
Geography for 100. What country is Brussels the capital of?
Brazil.
Belgium.
Belgium. Nice. Okay.
I'll go geography / topic related to countries.
Yeah. When did it's perfect view.
Oh.
When did the Tasmanian tigers go extinct?
Like decade or century?
Decade.
Oh god.
Mm.
The 19.
This was tailor made for you. So.
Oh, I've seen the footage you do in school. I'm gonna say like 1950s. I'm not too sure.
Final answer.
Yeah, I'd go that. It's
1930s.
Fuck, that was accurate. 1936. Jesus Christ.
Well,
I knew it was black and white film was on because they have the black and white film of like the last one alive. But
I thought you had one as a pet, Paigey.
Well, they died in 1936. So unless I'm immortal, Eric, obviously I did not.
Let's do geography for 300.
In which U.S. state would you find Fort Knox?
Oh, Kentucky.
Oh, God.
Eric knows Kentucky. What the hell?
Gwendolyn, you asked. Gwendolyn asked, when am I doing another Hunger Games or Flash version? I'll probably do them in the off season. So maybe, I'll do them in the, because I like doing that stuff. Like obviously when the shows aren't on, so I'll probably do that type of stuff in like the off season when the shows.
He's gonna go around killing characters.
I will go England for 200.
England for 200. What English city is New York named after?
I'd assume York.
Well, good job. Good job, Page. 300
Is that a real
points.
question, really? Let's do geography for 400.
It's a simple question. There's got to be some simple ones. 400. Mount Vesuvius overlooks which present-day Italian city?
Oh, present day.
Oh, thank you for saying that because I was thinking of something else. Boyardee.
Is it Naples?
Yes.
I wish I got that question.
Eric got it wrong. Good job. Unlucky.
I'll go geography / topic related to countries 500.
500. What country is Reykjavik the capital of? It's pretty easy. Right.
I have no idea. Is it
You have no idea.
Reykjavik?
Maybe it's just a European thing. Anyway.
I don't know. Latvia?
Eric, do you know?
Pakistan.
Oh my god.
Iceland. Like, how am I meant to? I'm not Icelandic.
Well, everyone in Europe knows it, so
spoiler alert, not European.
Okay, Eric.
Let's do historic figures for 200.
Oh, Hitler. Oh.
What was T. Lawrence's nickname? If you know T. Lawrence.
Paigey.
That is very close, but no, it's Lawrence of Arabia. I thought you might know it because you might know the film, but
I do know the film, but I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I will go England 300.
England 300. Which English dish does everyone have when they go to the seaside /
Well, I'd assume fish and chips.
Good job, Page.
Yeah. Again, another easy one.
600 to 300. Eric, come on.
Let's do historic figures for 300.
Which country did Vincent van Gogh come from?
What country? Not what continent? Not what continent he came
Country, not continent.
I'm gonna say Italy?
Holland?
I don't know.
Netherlands, Holland.
I was gonna say France is my second choice, but I would have never guessed Holland.
I will go. I'll go England for 400. I think all my points.
Paige just loves England. What
Tesco.
big English supermarket starts with a T?
Tesco.
Good job.
What are these questions?
Wait, Eric, would you have known that?
Yeah.
How?
You literally just said it earlier when you picked up your fruit.
Yeah, that's true. That was a good teaser. Good job. Paige is a margarita.
I was thinking ahead. They don't call me the prophet.
400 for historic figures.
Who wrote Macbeth?
Macbeth?
The play.
Yeah, I know. It said Macbeth.
Eric?
Are you serious?
Not know this?
Yeah, I don't know.
Shakespeare, you freaking
I thought that was the easiest question I did.
You might have just confirmed you did not go to school. England 500.
Oh, wow. I guess they don't teach it in America, but who is the capital of England's football team? The current
The
one?
captain. Oh God, is it?
You know,
I don't know. I'm trying to think. Is it? I don't know. I'm trying to think.
I'm pretty sure you don't like him.
Is it Harry Kane?
Yeah, he's Harry Kane.
Okay, I was thinking, is it him or?
So to answer the question, like stuff like Shakespeare and stuff, like in general knowledge in American schools when I was in school was not taught. You had to go to specific classes to get any information on that. And I probably would have thought of it if I would have thought long enough, but like in like a rapid fire thing, I would.
We're freaking force fed it, so I guess lucky you. But yeah, you got that right.
Historic figures, the greatest category ever for 500.
Here we go. What was regime called?
Hitler's regime.
Is this a real question?
Yeah. Yeah, it's just a real question. Come on.
I'm not getting demonetized. I'll get it wrong. Absolutely wrong. No. 0. Just go ahead and hit the answer. I'm not saying it.
Wait. Do the first letter of every word.
I'm not even just.
I think Eric thinks it's a word that starts with H.
No. I don't. I know what it is, but just I don't want. I'm not going to say that. I'm not even going to do letters on it. I don't even want it on the screen. Like literally, like so. This is the thing. This is why I don't put these questions in my quiz because YouTube will seek out videos like that and hit them. So you'll never see me do that.
The Unabomber incident.
I'm not doing that.
Yeah. Okay, I'll go Films 100.
Films 100. Who starred in Pulp Fiction? Name 2 of the film's leading stars. There's a lot of
well, I know this is just 2 of like.
Just pick 2 of the main people that you think of.
Uma Thurman and John Travolta.
Yeah,
there was a lot of them. Like Samuel Jackson.
Those are the 3 I was thinking of. I was like, was it a trick question? I was like.
Yeah. No, you could just choose
2 of the 3.
Okay.
All right, let's do films for 200.
Which film is this synopsis from? 5 friends travel to a remote cabin in the woods where they play a tape with incantations. This releases the demons which possess them in succession until only one is left fighting for survival.
I know the answer.
I mean, the only film I don't really watch horror movies like this, so I would think Cabin in the Woods, but I know that's not right.
Evil Dead.
The Evil Dead.
Yeah, I don't watch that. I've never seen that movie ever.
It's a great film.
I might go watch it, but I've never seen it before. So.
I watched it the other day. It's scary.
I'll go Films 300 because we're in this category.
Who directed The Grand
Anderson?
Easy. Good job. Oh, Eric, you're behind.
Yeah.
Did you give me my points?
Yeah, I just did.
Yeah, he did.
Okay.
He did. 400 for films.
What real life criminal is the main protagonist? Oh, sorry, I meant antagonist of 1980s.
Wait, antagonist or protagonist?
Yeah,
antagonist.
I wrote the wrong one.
I don't know. Babyface? I have no idea.
It's like a pretty good guess, but Al Capone. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I'll go 500 films. Just to
500 films. What Spider-Man film did Green Goblin? Eric, you should have got to these questions before.
Spider-Man 1 by Sam Raimi.
Yeah.
Really?
Good job. I like to throw in some easy ones and some hard ones. Sorry, Eric.
This is a setup. This is a total setup.
Okay, Eric. 100.
Just we might as well go through these. Yeah.
Who played Reverse Flash in the Crisis on Earth X crossover?
Tom Cavanaugh.
Good job, Eric. Okay.
Well, obviously, I'm going random 200.
Random 200. What country is the Cannes film? Good job. This was specifically for Eric, if it got him. But 300. What are the main languages spoken in Canada?
You mean other than Tasmanian? It would be English and French.
Eric, let's go. Okay.
You also forgot Maple, but I guess that's like a subdialect.
That's like a sub-language. Yeah. It's like a mix. All right, PG. Is Dario Argento an Italian filmmaker, footballer, or dancer?
I don't think he's a footballer, so I'm going to assume filmmaker.
Good job. 3,000 to 700. Is this the biggest demolishing we've ever seen?
Probably.
Okay,
Eric, it's the last question.
Last question. What country won the last World Cup?
Like, I literally know nothing about sports, so I'm gonna say Germany.
Ooh.
I don't know.
Unlucky.
Well, time for the box. Get your box out, Eric.
Well,
and buy box.
3,700 now.
Yeah.
Enjoy the food, Eric.
Yeah, that was awful. Every category is like my worst category, except for one that was slightly for me. That was a total setup. All right, so we're gonna, yeah. Okay. All right, so we have this down under box. Let me show you guys. This is what it looks like.
Can we get a price reveal on how much it costs to send from Australia?
It says America? Down under box, a taste of of Australia. And it says packed and sent from Paige's house in Sydney, Australia. And then on this side, it tells you, says say good day to win. And then it's like a thing where you can like
post it on Instagram or something.
Yeah, something.
Say good day.
Which I may do after we're done with this, depending on how good this is. Heavy, by the way. Look at this. This is like a heavy box. All right. Let's see. Let's see what we have in here. Is there a tarantula in the box? I hope there's not one.
We'll probably be dead by the time we get there.
A spider.
Now, do I want to open this now? Like I'm really like.
Wait, Eric, you need to do it on camera. Like, surely. Can you point your camera?
Well, I'm gonna hold it up when I do it. Oh, okay. But I just was like, now I'm afraid to do this. So, all right. So it says a taste of home from your mates down under on the box. A lot of writing on this.
Yeah, right.
So let's see. You know, I wonder if I could do. I have another camera here. Let me see if I can get
a close up.
I think I can do like a shot of the box. Let me see. Possibly.
We can cut between the shots of Eric's reaction and the box.
Maybe. Yeah. That might be able to happen. I don't know. This may be like the worst idea ever. So we'll see.
Eric's got a selfie stick.
So it's actually a tripod. But okay.
I know.
All right. Let's see. Excuse me while I do this professional thing. I was actually going to set this up beforehand. I forgot about it until you said something. Mute. Oops.
Oh yeah. Hey, Paul.
What'd you send in the box? Oh,
right. Let me see if I can get this to work. This may not work. I have too many keyboards.
I sent an autograph.
I have too many keyboards.
Wow. 2 webcams, 2 keyboards, flexing nonstop.
3 computers,
Nonstop flexing.
All right. I don't think this is going to be a good shot. We'll see. All right.
I will diamond. Oh, hashtag.
Nice.
Hashtag side cam.
Side cam. Let's see how this works with my signal, though, because I'm already having internet problems. So, all right.
We can. We're really gonna see down under right here. Okay.
All right. This is There's a little letter in here.
I think you meant to open it. I'm not too sure.
It says, "Oh, look, there's a picture of Cal."
No way.
So you can't see me on this cam, unfortunately. I don't want to hide my face. There we go. It says, "Dab on these yummy treats."
Wait. Bring it closer to the camera. Nice.
All right. Very well made there. And there's a lot of you should like this. You should eat this. It's going to be good. I don't know if I believe it or not, but it says enjoy your treats. I think it's a setup. Honestly, it's probably full of
Eric challenged to eat everything in the box on stream.
Okay, here we go. No, I'm not going to eat everything. I'm not going to eat everything. I can tell you right now, based on what's in here, there's no way I'm going to be able to eat all this. So I'm going to try. I will go for at least 5 things maybe this week, and then maybe 5 things next week. But we'll see. I don't know how many there is. There's a lot. I do see the staple here of Australia, Vegemite. We'll sit that. It's actually quite a bit too. It's a pretty substantial amount and a squeezy there.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll set that to the side. That needs to be like the big like thing or whatever. All right, so we have, let's see, what should we go with? We should do like a sweet and a savory. All right, let's try this one first. It's very Australian. It is a caramello koala.
They call it
an English
caramello.
But it's an English company.
It is made by Cadbury.
Which is an English company.
Let's see. I want to make sure that, like, maybe I can move that over a little bit. That'll work. Yeah, there we go. All right, so let's see. This is not melted, which is good. And it looks like a little koala bear there. So, all right, let's see. This is one that I probably have to eat the whole thing because it's not going to keep well. So,
oh no.
This is actually quite good. The chocolate tastes different from like American chocolate.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think Americans have to get used to when they like English, British or Australian chocolate is because you use different milk or something. You use like milk powder or something, while we use actual milk.
Milk chocolate with smooth, flowing caramel. It's very sticky.
Yeah. I remember the first time I had American chocolate, I felt like I was gonna vomit. It tastes like vomit. It tastes like aftertaste of vomit when I first had it. And I found out why. It's because the actual acid they use or something is like the same that's found in vomit or something like that. And the stomach acid.
Well, that's really gross.
Okay. Something like that.
No. All right. I'm gonna go until I can't go anymore. So we're gonna see how many we can get through. All right, so let's try something a bit more savory. We have Arnott's, which, by the way, we don't have this in America. Arnott's, what are these called? Arnott's Shapes Original Barbecue Flavor You Can See. And these are oven baked, not fried.
These are like the staple in an Australian kid's lunchbox. Your mum usually gives you a little bag of shapes.
All right. These actually smell really good. Very crispy.
Are we gonna get rankings on these?
I don't know if I can rank them. We'll see. We'll see. Okay, so the Cadbury, I can do like a score, 1 to 10. The Cadbury caramel is a 10 out of 10. That was really, really good. This is a really solid, like, for a crisp, this is like, I'd say a 9 out of 10. It's pretty solid. There's a lot in here. I will save these for later because there's a lot. I'm not going to do all those.
Anything like the chips and stuff, I'd only have like 1 or 2 and then save them for later.
All right, let's see. What else do we have? There's more chips. Let's see. What else do we have? What are these? Something melted. I don't know what it is, though. All right. We have... Oh, I won't be able to have this. I'll have to fix this later. But I will show it. Nestle Milo. It is a... It's like an energy drink, right?
Yeah, it's like a malt drink that you mix with milk.
I think I heard of it.
We'll have this next week. I'll actually make this to drink on stream next week. So,
I think Nestle is English as well.
But it's all this English stuff here. All right, let's try one of these Allen's Frogs Alive. It looks like it's going to be sweet. It says Australian made in the corner.
Yeah, they're lollies. They're candy.
Okay. What flavor? Does it have a flavor? Or?
They're raspberry, I think. I think if it's just the red ones, they're like raspberry.
They're a proud sponsor of Red Frogs Australia. I don't know what that is, but they're a proud sponsor of it. All right, let's see. All right, they're like gummies. Is that what they are?
Yeah, like.
Oh, look at these.
Yeah, I guess.
They're like
frogs.
gummy frogs. These are actually really good too. So far, Pagey's done like a first class, selection of items.
Yeah, like Swedish fish is probably the best flavor comparison I can give, but it's not the exact same. Like, but Swedish fish is like a good sort of similarity to an extent.
Okay, I would give these a solid like 8 out of 10. They're very good. So far, so good. All right, so
it's
let's
not
try.
bad yet.
I'm waiting to find something awful. Is this like a sweet thing or is this a?
It's a biscuit. It's a cookie. That's what a biscuit is.
But is it like
cookie.
a savory cookie or a sweet?
It's
cookie?
like coconut with oats and honey.
Well, let's try these. These look like they'll be good between sweets. They are Twisties cheese, and
they look bad.
You think they're going to be bad?
I don't like any crisp.
I know there's the great Australian debate, and that's chicken or cheese twisties. Okay. So you either like the chicken one, which are the green packet, or the cheese. I like both. I'll eat either or.
These actually smell really good. I love cheese, so
you'll like them if you like cheese.
Okay. What company? It doesn't even say what company makes these. It's just like
I'm not too sure.
Twisties is the company.
It's not the company. I'm not sure what the company is. It's probably like.
Oh, it's actually made by Australia PepsiCo. So it's like a Pepsi.
Oh yeah. That's
and this is made in Chatswood, New South Wales. So
Chatswood.
Is that what it is?
It's like
Chatswood. Yeah.
Chatswood. Yeah.
All right. Anyway, they look like this.
Ew.
Wow.
Oh, he likes it. I saw the eyes.
These are dangerous. These are dangerous for me.
You're lucky it's the small packet.
Full pack on stream. What?
Oh, these are really good. I don't want to eat too many of them because then I won't have enough room for anything else. 10 out of 10. Those are a 10 out of 10 for me. 100%. Those are the things where you want to lick your fingers after you've had them. So you don't like them, really?
No, I just don't like crisps or chips.
Okay, so this looks like
I think Ben has something similar to this, a wagon wheel.
Okay.
Do you have wagon wheels?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah,
we would have that as well.
That's what they look like. I'll put them on the other camera.
They're,
wagon wheel original. Nice. And this is an Arnott's, right? This is an Arnott's item. Yeah.
I think it is, yeah.
Legendary since 1952. Let me take a drink because I've still got cheese in my mouth.
Pagey, isn't it? I know what it is, but isn't it with the chocolate and like marshmallow or something?
Yeah, it's marshmallow and jam.
Yeah.
Or jelly.
It's tasty. I think you'll like it, Eric, if you like sweet stuff.
Someone said they're nasty. What's nasty? Wagon wheels? Really?
No,
I think some people don't like them because I think the chocolate's a bit different.
Okay.
In Australia, at least, I think it's a bit like some people don't like them. They're very good.
All right. So far, so good. This has got a marshmallow and jam in it. So, which, by the way, this is what it looks like outside of the package.
Yeah.
It's melted a bit. I think it's melted a tiny.
Yeah, it is. So it's probably going to be gross, but that's okay. Let's try it.
Got its shape back.
It's like a sandwich. It's like a chocolate sandwich.
I will say this: jam with marshmallow is not an American ingredient. Like, we don't ever get things like this.
A lot of our stuff has jam in as well. Confusion.
It's probably weird because he's never had it. Like, it's a weird.
Yeah, I've never had this before.
Yeah, it's a strange combo.
Yeah, so UNE says right. Like, we have things called moon pies, which are basically like chocolate filled, marshmallow filled chocolate pies.
Yeah, we have.
The jam it hits different, right? Like, I don't know what to think of it. This is weird.
Yeah, it's a weird one. Like, I think not everyone loves them, but it's like if you like them, you like them.
Mm-hmm. I totally forgot they existed, but they are pretty nice.
It's not bad. I mean,
it's because when you go to it, if you go to the shop, you don't buy a wagon wheel, you'll buy like another chocolate bar or something.
Yeah.
I'd give this like an 8 out of 10. Like, honestly, I've never thought about these flavors together. But it's really good. Like, I'm gonna all this is gonna go on my fridge until later on because that's like definitely worth trying. All right, so
I remember. I'm like,
people are yelling for me to open these, so I guess I should try these right here. They're the burger rings.
Oh,
if you want a fun fact, they're Margot Robbie's favorite chips or crisps.
Okay, so already I can tell you these remind me of like our onion rings here. Like we get these bags.
The
of onion
comparison
rings
is like if I've ever seen someone have them as American, I think the comparison is like it's like a Funyun,
right?
But a bit of a different taste.
There's 2 of those in there. Okay, I'm just seeing what else we have left. There's a lot of little bits of candy. I don't know if I'm gonna have those. I might save those for later. 1, 2, 3.
Try the cherry thing. Oh no, Tim Tam, isn't that a big thing? Tim Tam, you got to try the Tim Tam.
Well, yeah, like I said, I'm gonna try and take a bite of everything. So
there's also that toy in the top right.
Yeah, so this is cute. Look at this.
I love ass.
He is the mascot now. He's gonna be like, we're gonna put him here
on the Flash.
Yeah, we'll sit on top of the Flash because the kangaroo. He's fast like the Flash. Maybe I won't stay. Damn it. Okay. Anyway, he's right there. Stuffed animal. Okay. Yeah, burger rings. All right. So these are. What company makes these? It doesn't say.
It's like I think it might probably say on the back. I think it's
Smith's. It's made by Smith's.
Oh, Smith. I was gonna say. Yeah, I think it's because they're in like the multi-pack things.
Okay. Here we go. With the bag again.
Smell them when you open them.
I am. I purposely pulled away so I can get the smell. What, Ben? Are you getting sick? You're not even here. Is it the crisp or is it the burger thing?
It's the combination.
Okay. Okay. This is again what they look like. Let's pull them out. They're tiny. They're actually kind of small. Here we go. Ben, get ready. I need to try one. I don't know what to think. Hold on.
Please tell me it tastes like ass, because I feel like it does.
It's another one of those ones where I think if you love them, you love them. If you don't, you're sort of like, yeah. Like I really like
get a random review right now.
Okay, so out of everything I've tried, like even the wagon wheels, which was a different thing for me, this is the strangest. Like, I don't even know how to explain this. Hold on, one more. Because it doesn't taste like it doesn't taste like a burger.
No,
it tastes like the closest equivalent I could give to people that are not tasting this right now is like a barbecue flavored chip in America. That's kind of what it is. Like it tastes a lot like that to me. Like it really does have like a barbecue chip flavor. It's not bad, but I don't know if I would go out of my way to buy them. Like I could see like if somebody had them and like, do you want some? I'd be like, yeah, I'll take a couple or whatever. But I don't know if I'd buy a whole bag. So this is going to be my lowest rated item. This is going to be a 5 out of 10 for me. It's edible. It's not bad, but I definitely
it's one of those ones like that's probably a controversial one. Like
I support your pick. They're
like my top 3. Okay. That'd be like in my top 3 chips if I buy them. But so I know that they're.
Is this the same thing as the other one, Pagey?
Yeah, by the way? They just sent to.
I'll put it on the side then. All right.
Wait, what's your favorite out of the box, Pagey? Can we get the reveal?
I do like mint slices, but I like mint. Like mint's one of my favorite flavors. So, but Eric will like the Tim Tam. I know that.
Oh, nice.
So Ben has requested this next. I think
Cherry Ripe.
Cherry Ripe.
They're once again like another controversial thing. I don't like them at all, but my mum and my sister love them.
Okay,
it's Cadbury again.
Before I even try this, I like cherries by hand. Like if I'm eating cherries just as they are, I don't like cherry flavored drinks. Yeah, and I typically don't like cherry. What is that?
This one's a more natural cherry
sort
of flavor with some coconut as well.
Okay, so I do see the coconut. I love coconut and chocolate, so this
you'll like that then. Yeah,
and it's dark chocolate, which is also something that I really like. So
I love dark chocolate.
Okay, so it's a cherry coconut with dark chocolate in it. It's a bar. So let's see how this goes. I thought this was melted, but it's not. All right, so here's what it looks like, guys. It doesn't have much of a design. It's kind of just a brushed on chocolate. Again, not a huge fan of cherry, so let me see what I think of this with the because honestly, cherry and coconut is again another combination that we don't normally have in America when it comes to sweets. So, it's like a paste inside.
Yeah.
Eric is confused.
These combinations, I've never had. I've had chocolate and coconut. I've had chocolate and cherry, but I've never had them together in dark chocolate. I don't know what to think of this one. It's okay. It's not bad. I would say this falls kind of where the burger rings fall for me. Like, I wouldn't go in and buy it at the store, but if somebody had something, they're like, I have an extra one, do you want it? I'd probably take it and eat it. But yeah, it's not the top of my list. So I'd give it like a 5 out of 10. Only because it's not in that. I could see why people like it. It's not bad. But
yeah, I don't really like them. But my mom and sister love them.
So it looks like we're out of savory stuff in here. I'm gonna have to go get something for the Vegemite, right? You don't just eat it right out of the bottle.
Yeah, like bread, right?
Well, preferably toast, but you could have bread if you wanted to, bread and butter.
Okay, all right. So I will get up and do that before we do the Vegemite. I'll save that for the end because I have to go to the kitchen and get stuff for that. So anyway, all right, let's try this. This is an Anzac biscuit. And this looks like something for like kids.
No, so Anzac biscuit is like when in World War I, when the soldiers went away, they made them these because these actually lasted the journey because they can. So that's why they.
I definitely I knew what Anzac was, but I just said the packaging looks like it's for like a.
But yeah, I think it's just like some weird design, but it's not that. Yeah, like there's a couple of brands, and that's the one they sent.
It's made by Silly Yak Foods in Victoria.
Yeah, the more traditional ones, it's actually got like the Australian flag on it, but I guess they don't make the smaller ones to send over.
All right, let's see. Oh, this smells delicious to me. All right,
wait, what's in it again?
It's coconut. There's like oats in it. Golden syrup, which is like a.
It's like a cookie. It's like a cookie.
This smells really good. I almost don't want to eat it because it smells so good. Like I really, oh my God. Like out of everything you said, this one has the best, like I opened it up and I could smell it immediately. This is really good. All right. I hope it's as good as it smells. Yeah, this is really good. It's flaky though. It's like it's falling everywhere.
Nice.
It's not a soft one. It's like that's not going to help.
No, I got it right here. It smells really good. This is definitely like I'll probably eat this right when the stream is done because this is really, really good. Yeah. So this is a 10 out of 10. Easy, like 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
Anzac biscuit.
To be honest, that looked nice. So
it smelled so good. Like honestly, if you were here, you would have been like, "Can I get a piece of that?" It's really, really good. All right, so we have 2 things left. We have a bunch of little candies, but these I think a lot of these are just filler for the box. But
if I was you, I'd just snack on them later. Does that say
Red Ripper?
You know what they used to be called?
What?
Redskins.
Oh, are you serious?
And then in 2020, they got canceled and they got changed to Red Ripple.
All right, so we had a little bit of drainage here. There's like I guess one of the Red Rippers melted.
Yeah, that's what it must be.
Anyway, so this is Tim Tams from Arnott's. I've never had one before.
Yeah, have that, and then
they're super famous.
Well, they probably like in regards to food.
Like it's a huge Australian thing, right?
It's like Vegemite and then Tim Tams, I guess.
Dino Dragon. I could probably do that later on, but I'm not going to be able to do it right now. Like we're too far into it at this point.
If you go to that website down under box, if you Google that, you'll be able to construct it yourself.
And this again is by Arnott's. Has a lot of items here in the box. I'm guessing they make a lot of the most popular treats in Australia.
Yeah, well, it's just like that. The bird on them is the.
I could just tell you right now, just looking at these, I have a feeling these are going to be really good. I have a feeling.
If they're there by the end of the day, I'd be very surprised, or by tomorrow morning.
Okay, so what are these? What are in these ones? These are original Tim Tams. So I don't know.
It's chocolate wafer with chocolate cream covered in chocolate.
Eric is like,
all right, here we go. I've never had these before, so here we go. This is what they look like. This is, you know what's so dangerous about these is
that looks like a penguin bar.
They're so tiny, right? That you don't think about how much you're having because there's so many in here. So you're eating one, it's like a 2-bite item. So you're like, oh, I'll just have like 1 or 2, and then it turns into like 5 of them. So anyway, all right, here we go. Oh,
crunch.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, these are like, this is bad, Paigey. This is bad because now I have like 3 things that I really want to eat all of them. All right.
Never let Eric go into Australia. Otherwise, he's just gonna.
He'd be leaving with a suitcase of Tim Tams. That's
Oh my god. I bet you that I could probably order these on like Amazon or something because I know they don't sell them here, but this is bad.
Yeah.
This is bad. These are so good. Like, this is bad, but good, if you know what I mean. So, all right.
Wait, Paigey, in Australia, don't you have penguins? Penguin bar?
No, but that's probably the best equivalent in England is a penguin bar, but it's been...
That was easily like a 10 out of 10 for me.
Yeah. It's been scientifically researched and confirmed that Tim Tams are better than penguin bars, though.
Nice. All right, what's next?
All right. So we have one last thing, and then I'll do the Vegemite. But we have
Paigey's favorite right here. Paigey's pick.
This is my personal, but once again, it can be like a pick or choose. Like, I think Eric will like the Tim Tams more than this, but I think it's better that he leaves this so he doesn't have the mint taste in his mouth when he's tasting Tim Tams.
Okay, here we go. That's a good point. I saved this for last before the Vegemite because the Vegemite's going to be very different from anything else.
It's going to be strong.
Okay, we can go ahead and I'm going to close out this this one here because now we've had the whole box experience. Which, by the way, thank you, Paigey, for this box of Down Under items.
My box, yeah.
I didn't say that, you did. All right, let's get set up. I have to move my 5 keyboards.
Yeah, the flex, the subtle flex.
Eric's editing. He's like,
it's all live. It's all live. B. Allen Hart says, if you have a world market near you, they carry Tim Tams. I actually do. There's one literally like right down the street from me. So
they have like some
that's not good.
Like fully American.
You're definitely right. That's not good. That's definitely
hashtag Tim Tam addict.
All right. What's my favorite American snack? Reese's Cups.
Hey, we have
Reese's Cups. Reese's Cups.
Multi-topic talk with a $5 super chat that I guess I missed. So just showing some love and support despite being late. And what else was it? I missed the other part. Show.
If you go down under box,
anyway, thank you, multi-topic talk.
If you go build your box and then click build your box, you can then click the items. That's what you have to do, and that'll show like Tim Tams, mint slice. There's a couple of things like.
Okay, so
it didn't get sent.
Already pulling this out of the bag. This reminds me, smell-wise, of Girl Scout cookies. We have Girl Scout cookies here that have a mint cookie, and
it's probably similar to like I think there's a bit more mint in that.
Yeah,
like
so the smell, but I mean it's mint, so I guess it's going to smell like that anyway. But the fact that it's chocolate and mint together makes me think of that. It's so funny. Dark Bat Productions, like the literal "Did you bring snacks and treats" was applied today. Like it literally did apply.
Yeah.
To this, all right, here's what the mint slices look like for those that are interested. Nice chocolate disc. All right, here we go. Ooh, these are, yeah, this is gonna be bad.
In a good way, right?
Yeah, there's gonna be okay, put these aside. Let me just say that. Really good, 10 out of 10. Those are delicious, by the way, and I would actually buy those and Tim Tams again. I can see why Arnott's is so popular.
Mm-hmm.
You have a lot of tasty treats. All right, so
Vegemite.
what am I making to put this Vegemite on? Tell me right now.
Make toast and then butter the toast and then come back.
All right.
We'll look after the stream.
I don't trust you, but I'll be back.
We'll do a Q&A. So questions in the chat and we'll answer them.
Yeah, get me demonetized. I'll be back.
Uh-oh. This is so top 10 serial killers.
Number 1, let's think. Zodiac.
Oh, I'm thinking John Wayne Gacy. Actually, well, Google, if you want some fun, YouTube and or Google Catherine Knight. Then have some fun with that. I'm very intrigued to see how Eric handles the Vegemite because I'll tell him how to do it properly. We might have Eric having Vegemite on toast every morning when he wakes up.
Or throwing up every day.
If he doesn't like it, I'll be very surprised. If you make it properly and you don't like it, then questionable.
But like, I think I've had it once, but I just know the smell. Isn't it quite strong, right?
Well, I don't notice it because I've had it since I was like a little, probably like 2 or 3 years old. But
is it like Marmite? I swear.
It's like yeah, but it's more of a because Marmite's like a syrupy sort of consistency almost. Like it's more like it's like a thick honey almost like in regards to the consistency, but Vegemite's more of like a peanut butter consistency almost, like a bit tougher.
Okay.
Have I watched Fear Street? No, I just know there's like a bread slicer involved in the first movie.
Yeah, that's like a new film. I've never had Vegemite, but like I hate Marmite.
If you don't like Marmite, you wouldn't like Vegemite.
Yeah, I hate Marmite. So
for Twisties, chicken or cheese, what is better? I like them both. I think it depends. Like sometimes I feel like the chicken one, sometimes I feel like I think more often than not, I probably eaten the cheese ones. But that's because like my dad loves the cheese twisties. So if I was ever at his place, it'd be cheese twisties in the cupboard. Paige and Ben, would you guys be willing to try Mexican treats? I had Jarritos. I had Mexican Jarrito.
I like burritos.
Yeah, but burritos are technically American, I think.
Yeah.
I think they're made in California. I think I'm right with that. I do like tacos though. Tacos are quite nice. If we go to LA next year for Comic-Con, we'll have to go to Danny Trejo's taco restaurant. I went there.
Oh yeah.
When I first went over there, and it's actually it's a bit expensive, but it's good.
Yeah, for sure.
You can go Yo Breacher, and then you'll get slapped.
Yeah, I had a burrito in LA once.
You had a burrito once.
No, in LA.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, not just once in my life.
I was like, hold on, what?
Yeah.
What the hell? Ben, Nutella on the fingers. Thoughts?
Nutella on the fingers. Amazing.
Ooh, amazing.
I mean, Nutella's basically you have it, right?
Yeah, we have Nutella,
Yeah. No, but I mean, like, it's pretty much just like for those. I don't know if Americans have it.
I think it's global now. Nutella.
Okay, well, it's just chocolate and hazelnut, and it's like pretty nice.
Which Doritos flavor? My favorite flavor is either lime or Mexican cold. I think the one I had in America, which was the Mexican one, was it guava or something like that? And that was pretty good. Are we both still watching Legends? I haven't watched Legends for like 2 or 3 episodes. I think Ben's
I haven't
still
watched it
season
since
1.
season 4.
Yeah, he's a few seasons behind.
Yeah.
We even have Nutella milkshakes here. I'm not the big. I'm not the biggest fan of Nutella. Like I like chocolate hazelnut, but I can't. I find it weird eating Nutella. I'd rather have like peanut butter or.
Yeah, I prefer like here you can get like chocolate and hazelnut, like just
Ferrero Rocher. Do you have Ferrero Rochers?
Yeah, we have them.
They're like those, or Kinder Bueno. Do you have Buenos?
Yeah,
Bueno bars. Yeah, Kinder Bueno. Oh, mate.
Mate, my granddad.
They're deadly. They are deadly. If you get Kinder Bueno, those are getting demolished. They're so good, and they're like nothing.
They're killing.
Oh, he's back.
All right, I'm back.
We've just been chatting about food and ruining everything.
Buttered toast.
Maybe can you try and spread it to the edges a bit more?
It's very unsatisfying.
I mean, I could. Hold on.
Also, what bread is that, Eric? Is that white bread?
No, it's just like a.
Are you supposed to have it on white bread or?
But it is. It's like a. They call it potato bread, but it's basically just a white bread, but it's called
potato bread. Okay.
All right.
This is gonna. Bread, man.
I am not looking forward to this at all because I've tried this once before years and years ago and I hated it. Anyway, so here we're gonna try
a video.
I had a video. Yeah.
It's what's caused this thing. That might have a seal on top of it. Like screw it open.
Oh yeah, there is. All right, there's a seal. All right. Oh yeah. Okay.
Wait, Eric. Once you pour it on, can we have a close up of the Vegemite?
Yes, we can.
Wait, we'll hold the bread up.
Yeah.
And when you squeeze it, or the toast, no, like hold the toast up when you squeeze it on.
Hold it close
because I'll tell you when to stop.
All right.
Yeah.
Because I don't want you doing too much and screwing it up.
Okay. Whoops. All right. All right. I don't want the plate to fall.
Go slowly.
Oh, it makes a weird noise.
And spread it around, right?
Stop. Okay. Now spread that.
Uh-huh.
And I'll tell you if you need more. Because I can usually tell by the color. Like spread it.
Because it
evenly.
Spread it left, spread it right. Spread it all around the bread.
Let me sit down toast. A little bit more. Hold on. Oh, got it on my fingers.
I'm not sure why you're about to put this stuff in your mouth, Eric. Hold it a bit more straight. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, so bite that corner that's facing you, the top left, top right. When when you're looking at it, top left. So bite that top left corner. Yeah.
Yeah. No, wrong side.
Bite the other corner.
Bite the other corner. Yeah.
Tastes good, actually.
Yeah.
What? You hated it though. I remember that.
But I tried it when I tried it before. It was not the right way. I just put it on like untoasted bread without anything else in it.
With no
butter. It was just Vegemite on bread.
So,
I mean,
and then when you get more used to it, you can add a tiny bit more each time.
It actually wasn't that bad. That wasn't that bad. I don't know if I would eat it all the time, but it wasn't that bad.
In a week from now, you'll be having it every morning for breakfast.
Will I? Is that what's going to happen, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Wait, is that like a breakfast thing that you have? Like, if you have anything on toast?
Yeah, you have Vegemite on toast or a Vegemite sandwich or Vegemite and cheese, Vegemite and avocado.
Would I eat it for fun? Not right now, no. I would not eat it for fun right now, but that doesn't mean I won't eat it later. Like, I won't eat it more of it later.
Wait, Paigey, what else is something you have on toast in Australia? Like, for breakfast or something?
I don't know, like baked beans.
Is this a true statement here? The fat of the butter cuts through the salty and bitterness. Is that true? For the
it's more like the smooth, like the they just blend really well. Yeah,
right. All right, so that was Paigey's Taste of Australia from the Down Under box. I guess you can find the website. Is it just Down Under?
It's literally downunderbox.com.au if you want it.
Okay. So that was the taste test. I feel like I have just pigged out because I had so much sweets and like chips and stuff.
You act like you're not going to eat that whole packet of Tim Tams straight after this.
Look, Do not judge me for that. So I'm just saying.
If he does, photo, destroy packet.
We will. Now here's the thing. I need to find out a box from the UK so Ben can like put items in it and we can get it sent over from the UK.
Sure.
So is there a UnitedKingdomBox.com?
I think it's called hold on.
I'm sure.
I'm just looking it up.
Canada Graphs says stop mislabeling it, Eric. It's Pagey's box of goodies. That's what it's called.
So the Harry Potter box set is unfortunately sold out at Target. So
wow.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. Ben will have to find another resource.
Right. Mm-hmm. No, there is some. So I'll figure it out.
All right. Well, thank you again, Pagey, for that box. There was like most of those items were at least like 8s, 8, 9s, and even a couple of 10s. The what is it? The mint slices and the Tim Tams and the Twisters and the Anzac biscuit were all 10s. Twisties were all 10s. Everything else was at least 8 or 9, except for the cherry and the I forget what the other one was. The cherry and the burger rings or whatever. Those were the ones that I didn't like. So anyway, all right, here we go.
We still have the Milo left to the
oh yeah. This we'll try this next week. I'll actually have it here with the little mug. Is this like supposed to be warmed up or is it drank cold with milk?
You can have it warm or cold. I usually have it cold, but people have it warm as well.
Let's answer this last question before we go. Predictions for the Flash finale before it airs next week. My predictions are we're going to get the Flash family facing off against Godspeed. Let's see if I'm right.
My prediction is multiple deaths, potential beheadings, and potential stereotyping. So let's see what happens.
What about you, Ben?
Who or what? But
stuff.
I think there's one guarantee.
What's that? What?
Ben will have a clickbait review title next week. So that's one guarantee.
One guarantee. Eric, Pagey's gonna have wow in the title.
No, I'm actually gonna go for WTF next week. I've actually got a plan. It's WTF.
WTF. Okay.
It's WTF. That ending. That's the name of the review next week.
And what Ben's will be something death? Is that what it is?
And Eric, no, that would be that'll be his trailer.
What will mine be? What will mine be?
Yours will be We Are the Flash.
We Are the Flash.
Oh, that's perfect. You guys just gave me a perfect title. I'm gonna hashtag it too. It's gonna be hashtag.
And it's just gonna be Speedster Iris as the thumbnail with a tiny little Barry in the corner.
Mm-hmm.
That's worth it to me, I think. So anyway, we're going to get out of here. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Next week, we will be back with obviously the Flash finale. And I'm sure that Ben and Pagey will have watched Superman and Lois by then. So maybe we'll discuss it next week at the next after party. Yeah. We'll see. Anyway, take care, guys. See you later. Bye.
Bye.